Let's try this again. For some reason, are you there? Am I there? Is everybody there? Is it live? Are we live? Is it 2021 yet? Oh, there what?
Introducing the all-new system for men. A ridiculous.
So tonight is going to be. Here's the thing. It's 2020 still, so it's gonna be a mess. Okay, we're gonna just have technical issues after technical issues, and it is just gonna be a mess. I'm telling you right now, I'm giving up. So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna hang out tonight. I have some videos to play. We may even premiere a movie that I'm gonna be uploading next Wednesday, but you guys might be able to see it early. We're going to have interviews from homeless people from their cars, live from their cars, from their tents, from homeless advocates. I'm already losing my voice and we got 4 hours to go. Woohoo! It is going to be a fun evening. So this is not like a really produced show, because it's just family here and we're just going to hang out. And why is not? It is stream could not be created. Try again. What? It's streaming, right? We're live, right? You guys can see me, right? I hope we're live. I have no idea what's going on. Oh my gosh. We are starting off with major technical difficulties. So I don't know what to do here. There's a chance the stream... There's a chance the stream might just stop. If it does, I'll restart it. I apologize. For whatever reason, the YouTube backend is telling me there was a false start. So hopefully you guys were still going. You guys can see me, right? Okay, my test monitor is up. Sorry about let's start it again. Who would have thought that 2020, the end of 2020 would go out easy, without problems, right? This has been one heck of a year. So here, hold on. Let me redo this. How many people do we have? Let me see if I can get this going. And hopefully it's going. Why does it say that? Okay, I'm not going to mess with that. I am not going to be able to mess with that. I just can't. So we will do it over here. And good thing we have some time together, right? Anyways, whatever. I really need this. You know what? Did it kill it? Did it kill it? I hope it didn't kill it. I hope it didn't kill it. Please be live. Please be live. I don't know what's going on. So we're going to be Skyping in homeless people in their tents, homeless people in their cars, and there's going to be tech problems. I didn't think we would start off with tech problems, but here we are. So Hi, everybody. Let's try this, what, a third time? Tonight, just like we did last year, there's a bunch of us. We're hanging out. It's New Year's. Who knows what's going to happen? I believe Dallas County, I can't restart the computer because that would stop the stream. I know we're streaming, but if I showed you guys the screen, YouTube is telling me it can't be created. But you guys are there, right? So I'm just going to go with it, even though it's telling me that it's not going the way it should. Now, if I had started already, I would have restarted. I have to go. Ugh. So the first person we're interviewing, hold on, I'm trying to get this all working here, do we have Derek and Annie in the house? There's Derek. And there is Addie. So, for those of you that don't know, Derek and Addie are the best moderators. I will argue this. They are the best on the internet. Interesting enough, Derek is moderating from a tent. He's homeless. And Addie says she's got good housing. Let's hope it sticks. Anyways, they are both awesome. We might have some other people join in moderating tonight because it's kind of a marathon. I have some videos queued up because over 4 hours, I got to go to the bathroom from time to time. And we might even get Addie and Derek interviewing. We have a few homeless people that are going to join us. So how was your 2020? You looking forward to 2021? I mean, who could imagine? Who could imagine? I mean, from the election to the virus, I mean, it's heartbreaking so many people died. I know normally we just talk about, okay. I have my first homeless person. So we're going to soon, because I'm running behind. It's like, you have these event shows and, as soon as you start, things start getting behind. Well, I'm behind. So the first thing we're going to do is there's a friend of mine who is homeless. He has a job. He's living in his car. He's a YouTuber. And I am going to bring him in a second. We did start late. Oh my gosh, Stephanie is going to join the YouTube. I wonder if Stephanie would live chat. Now, wouldn't that be something? So this evening, we're going to try to bring on people that are in the chat that want to, talk and hang out. And again, there's a donation thing. The reason to donate, I'm not asking for donations. I mean, today is the last day for tax deductible. The reason the donation thing is there is y'all do super chats. And I'm grateful, and I can't stop you from super chats, but YouTube gets 30% of a super chat. So they hooked me up with the ability to do this donation, which is 100%. But the only reason it's there is to, I'm not asking for donations. There are times that we do like, it's not a telethon, a webathon. And tonight is a webathon, but we're not really asking for donations. So I'm grateful if you donate. Addie or Derek will probably say thank you if I don't notice it. And you are helping us have more impact. But please know, this is not a fundraiser. The reason we do this, and especially, I mean, we've been doing this for the last bunch of holidays, and I started it with Zoom. Now with YouTube, we are able to expand it because there's more people. On Zoom, we're able to all do video chat, so it's a little different. I wish we could do that. But Stephanie's in the house. So the reason that we do this evening or on holidays is so that nobody's alone. And this holiday, because of COVID, it's even more important. So Dallas, what are you into? Addie, can you give Mark's attention? Dallas, you got my attention. Okay, you're from Cicero. That's up the road from me. Happy New Year, everybody. Anyways, so I totally had this in my mind, totally different. We're going to open up, have a really nice polished opening, and then it was going to be chaos. Well, it started off with chaos, and now we are going to bring in... I am going to bring you in now. So let's see how we can do this. Let's see. Okay, I'm calling Angelo.
Yes. Hold on. Wait a minute.
There you are.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, hold on one second. Let me.
Sure.
There you are. Angelo, say hello to everybody. You there? Let's see if the side-by-side works.
Speaker's been messed up.
Okay. Okay, there's the side-by-side. We got it to work. Oh my gosh. So everybody, this is Angelo. Everybody say hello to Angelo. Angelo Mike. So tell us, I mean, I know a little bit about you. This is the first time we've done an interview like this. Really quick, Angelo's been working, and he's been like working nights. So we're interviewing him first. You can tell he's tired so that he can go crash. He lives in his car. So fill it, let it educate people who you are.
Thanks. I didn't know this was going to be an interview at first. You just said come on to chat or something, but that's fine. I appreciate that. And actually, I'm not feeling that tired. I've been up since 1 this morning, just so you know. But yeah. Well, I guess you could call me a filmmaker. That's what I always say about myself. Living in LA. I used to live in Virginia, and that's where I moved into my car. I was living there about 6 months, and eventually I just knew I had to come out to LA. This is where I wanted to be to work, and I guess it was part of my plan. Partly I had to do it to survive, to live in my car. Because actually, where I'm from in Virginia, Northern Virginia, the rent's almost as high there as it is here. So I was going broke constantly, credit card maxing out, and I just couldn't stand it. And I couldn't stand having roommates or a landlord. I was like, I can't even face these people every day. I lived with my landlord.
And what I know, one of the things that really, your one video that you do, and you've done a couple of them, where you're washing your hair. Or like you did one video where you're out in the rain,
Yeah.
taking a bath, right? And
Right.
you've done several about washing your hair, and you're home. I mean, you are homeless because you
Yeah.
can't afford rent.
Yeah, if I even with my job now, so I just did get a warehouse job, and for a little while I was able to work 7 days a week. That was good, but even at that, like rent for like $700 a room here, that would have been at least a week of my work. I just can't fathom the idea of that. Like, why would I pay a week? Or now, really, it's cut down because after Christmas we're slower. It's kind of like Amazon. It's not. So you can imagine holiday season we're busier. Now they're cutting our shifts, and now it'd be more like 2 weeks out of the month just to have a room and a shower and a toilet, which I like. I need them, but I don't need them that badly. And then on top of that, the rest of my bills, I'd be like even, like
Right.
flat out even. I couldn't even pay some of my
Right.
bills if I
And
was just doing that every month. I can't take, and I just can't do it.
but you've been out of work for a while. I mean, you get occasionally gig, doing
Right?
movies or whatever.
Yeah, I
And
did.
because of COVID, there was no gyms for you to go shower in.
That's
And
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, it put a really, because you're borderline living in your car intentional, but you're also there because of economic hardship. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right. I always say like I had to, but I wanted to, or I wanted to because I had to. I guess.
You know. So what have you learned living in your car in Los Angeles?
Well, first of all, I do love it here, despite the problems, despite the difficulties. I mean, one night I was sleeping in, this isn't the only car I've slept in. My last car, it was destroyed while I was sleeping in it. I was basically okay. I was recovered. My ribs were bruised. I went to the hospital, but I do love it here. I learned I'm more resilient than I thought. I can cut out. I like the stuff I would agonize over before. I don't need as much. I can just get through more. Like I never thought I'd be showering with water bottles in the street, but now I'm like, oh, it's no like I could do it if I need to. It's no big deal. And when it got too cold to do it at night, because it was cold. I mean, it gets down like in the 40s. Try showering in that, in 40 some degree temperature with the wind blowing. And one morning there were coyotes walking by right
Oh my
after
gosh.
my shower.
Well, we've
After,
never talked about this, and I don't want you to give too much detail for safety
okay.
reasons, but Los Angeles is pretty big. What part of the city do you usually, how do you find safe parking at night?
I managed to land pretty early on the Burbank area, and yeah, I don't mind saying that. Just you can't really see where I am,
Right,
but
right.
the Burbank, North Hollywood, Sun Valley, Silmar, sort of that whole region. There's a lot of people sleeping in their cars here. I can look out and see people who regularly sleep in their cars by me. There's tents set up around here. I've never slept in the street, so I've never had to rough it like that. And there's tons of campers and RVs you see out. So when I see that, I generally know it's not a surefire thing because you got to like I said, my car was destroyed once. I woke up to a police chase once where a guy. It sounded like I couldn't see it because I had my windows blacked out. He dove under a car on the other side of a small industrial road I was sleeping on, and the cops were yelling that they got lethal. They were getting ready to shoot him. I'm like, oh crap! Please don't let this happen by me. Fortunately, they just arrested him, and it sounded like without incident. But I landed on this area because you can just sort of tell by looking at it. First of all, where there's parking overnight, but I try and do it in parking lots now,
Right.
specifically because I was crashed into, and it can be kind of stressful when cars. Man, a lot of people in LA like they hot rod their cars and stuff. They love the speed.
I
It's
forgot
a
about
different
that.
world.
So you were
Yeah,
parked and somebody hit you while you were parked, right? Were you were
right.
sleeping, if I remember that video actually.
Yeah, yeah. So I filmed it right in the aftermath of it. But yeah, someone crashed into my car at like 2:30 in the morning, just destroyed it, and it looked like a can opener went to the rear of it, and they drove away. They later admitted fault, and insurance paid out and everything. So I was able to get this Camry that I'm in.
But
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 yeah, it
if
was
you
pretty
didn't
scary.
if you didn't have insurance and somebody hit your car like that, you would have been in a tent or outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm very lucky that didn't happen. Just because my insurance, it took a while to even pay me to the payout for the total loss of the car because the title's in Virginia, where I'm from. For some reason, the insurance adjuster couldn't just hand me a check. It's like I had to mail my title back to an office on the East Coast somewhere in Georgia, and then they had to mail out the check here. Meanwhile, I was having to pay for my rental car every day. I ended up paying several $100s for the rental car, and I was worried, like, what am I going to do? When's this check coming? I can't afford this, and I can't afford to buy a used car necessarily. Again, it worked out, but yeah, I slept in my crashed car where it was crashed into the night I came home from the hospital because that's all I had.
Oh my gosh. So I'm running behind. We're gonna still go for a bit. I had you on early and short because you said you work all day and then get tired. But if a couple people have questions for Angelo, let me know. How do people find your YouTube channel?
The easy way. Sorry, I'm getting my trash out of the way. I'm self-conscious about it now. Easy way to find me, because I do make YouTube videos almost every day. You just remember me. I'm Angelo. I film my mom a lot. She's like the star of my channel. Funny Greek lady, Greek immigrant. Just look up Angelo's mom, and a ton of our videos will pull up. The channel name's Flying Over Trout, but Angelo's mom is what everybody remembers because she's like the star of the channel. I haven't filmed her in like a year and a half since I moved to LA, and the pandemic meant she can't travel here now. But,
Right.
But anyway, she's still like the star of it, so that's the easy way to find me. Just look up Angelo's mom.
Got it. Anybody have any questions for Angelo? Jackie's in the house too. We got Walter, we got Stephanie, we got Jackie. It's like a hangout of the Wave Homeless Support Group. So
good group. Yeah.
Our next guest is Dawn, who you might know. She lives in a She lives in a tent with her husband, but she had a rough day. So Dawn doesn't know if she's going to be going on. So we'll spend a little bit of more time with Angelo, if you don't mind. And I'm so glad that you got to join us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And I will try to call up Rita, who is a homeless woman in Chatsworth. So, what's your future? I mean, you're in your car, and you're borderline. I mean, you're working a warehouse gig, doing what you can. Probably still working to be a filmmaker. It's why people come to Hollywood, right? What's next?
Definitely.
What's next for Angelo?
Well, hopefully I can hold on to this gig for a while. The pandemic's kind of scary. We've had several infections at my job, but I wear a lot of safety gear. But I'm just saving up to try and get through the pandemic, maybe upgrade my film gear and work on film sets, or I'm writing my own stuff too. I don't have any plans of trying to get a home soon, because if I know I can sort of, survive in my car, that money's better off going to, stuff that to me, it's like an investment. So I'm just trying to ride out the pandemic. Like, I keep to myself as much as possible, because obviously that's changed everything. I don't go to the library anymore. That's something
Right.
I was reminiscing about today. Used to go there every day.
Right.
And same with the gym. Don't go there. Pretty much just buy a public park, and just hang out there. But the job is, for me, that's keeping my health. Also, I will answer, nobody asked this, but how I stay warm. I have a Sub-Zero sleeping bag I got from a military surplus store. If anyone's ever curious, this thing, I've slept in 0-degree weather with it and been perfectly comfortable. Might have had to put my socks on, but it's really amazing.
That adds on to another question I have for you. Two things is, what are your tips for living in your car? And what are your tips for YouTubing as a homeless person, because that's not relatively easy. You got to find Wi-Fi, you got to upload. I don't know if you're using your phone or whatever. So first start with tips that you've learned from sleeping in your car, and then tell us how you YouTube while being homeless.
Sure. Well, sleeping in my car, one thing I do, I block out all my windows pretty much. So in addition to the simple, everybody knows it, I keep it handy. I have like a system, so that's a good thing to have. I won't show it my whole setup, but I'll have like a towel here. I use that to dry off after I shower. I always keep it here drying off. I got water bottles in the back window, so when the sun comes up, it heats up. It's almost like an oven back there. It traps the hot air, and it warms up the water. And I shower in the afternoon now because it's too early to shower in the morning. So I'll put this in the front window. That's simple enough. But what I've learned too, I have the cardboard that I've cut out with a box cutter, and you see I have it marked passenger, so I know which one when I'm looking at, and I'll put it in the passenger window. I basically spray paint them black, but first I'll put up the cardboard to the window on the outside, trace it with a marker.
That's brilliant, man. That's brilliant.
And that way I have privacy. That's what I like, because I've gotten some weirdos. The other day I had some guy knocking on my window. He's like, "Hey, I'm looking for my homie." I'm like, what do you think you're going to find here, man? Get out of here. But that's good for privacy. People know, you're sleeping in your car, but I prefer it because to the sunscreen things, because at least you can cut it out in the shape of the window, and it pretty much blocks it out perfectly. So that's one thing. Sub-Zero sleeping bag's good. Also, I'd say if you can have a car with a sunroof, that's the one thing I regret about this car. A sunroof is good for letting in that cool air, because it's hot in LA a lot of the time.
Right.
Without all year round, basically. And you don't have to keep the windows down. I've had nights where I had to sleep with the windows all the way down. Not so worried about my safety necessarily, but the dry air dries out my mouth when I do that, and it wakes me up.
Yeah. But luxury, I mean, most people, they lose their apartment, they might have a car, the luxury of a sunroof is definitely like, that's like beachfront property, But I get you. I mean, to have the extra ventilation and everything, that's important.
And I suppose I would say have a system in place to keep your sanity. At first it was tough for me. I didn't know what I was doing. But eventually I realized, okay, go to sleep early. Don't try and sleep at till 11 in the morning when I'm sweating and miserable and the sun's beating down on the car. Try and get up early, exercise. I understand not everybody can. You might have mobility issues.
Right, this has worked for you.
Yeah. But just have a system, and especially just going to sleep early, getting up early, getting food, that can be a tough thing. I go to a food bank. I'm actually lucky. I prefer being here, sleeping in my car, to Virginia, because even though the groceries, they're so expensive, there's a food bank around here. I can get donated food. I pay for it, but it's all donated from grocery stores. Either the can's been damaged or the box been damaged, or it's maybe expired, but it's not bad, like beef jerky. I can eat that stuff,
Well, let's stop there for a second. So you go to a food bank and you pay? Is it like the Beverly Hills food bank? I'm making a bad joke, but so you get better quality food? Is that what I'm?
You just have a choice. It's there's one here in Sun Valley. I don't know if you want to know the name, but
no, doesn't matter either way.
They have it's called Community Outreach Center, if anyone's curious. Basically, it's like super cheap food, so I could get like $15 worth of food there. That would be like $60 in a grocery store. The difference with that, what I didn't like in Virginia, I know they want to help and everything, but food pantries, they give out food, but you could only go certain times, like maybe once a month, or they're only open 3 hours a day every week or something. And a lot of the food I couldn't even take because I didn't have a refrigerator. So it's like I can't even accept a lot of the stuff. And the food bank I like because I can pick out what I want. It depends what they have. Some days they don't necessarily have what I can use. And obviously I can't cook anything either. But I'd say you just have a system worked out, if possible. I know like not everybody can work that out ahead of time, but going to sleep early, getting up early, not having sleep, it just messes with you so bad. I dissociate, I feel horrible.
Well, that's one of the blessings of having a car. You're not so dependent of being on a sidewalk or a tent, and you're able to get better sleep. But like you said, somebody just came walking up. I'm looking for my homie. He's still. I mean, you don't know. You don't. You had a car crash. You were asleep in your car, and somebody slammed into it, right, and totaled your car while you're asleep, right? So it's dangerous living in your car too.
So that's the other thing. Sleep in parking lots if you can.
Right.
Really, try and find. Even ask security. Some places, the security, they know I was sleeping in my car. I never asked them, but they were just cool with it, and that was nice to actually, because other people were sleeping there too. So it was kind of nice to have that. I'm sure they didn't want to, make it a mess or anything. I never had that issue, but if you can, sleep off the main roads, because it's stressful, the noise, and on top of that, someone could crash into you. And sure, they were probably drunk or something. Who knows, But crashing into me on the side road at 2:30 in the morning.
That's one of the biggest challenges for mobile homeless people. Vehicle residents is
I bet.
being, finding a safe place to park. Because in many communities, you're going to get ticketed, or it's even it's illegal to sleep in your car.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll run you off. I've only been run off like once, but I generally park in areas where you could just kind of tell, like there's lots of people sleeping in their cars. They're probably glad, like when they see me showering, like, oh, good, he's like cleaning up after himself. And by the way, I see a lot of like homeless people around here. They'll sweep up their sidewalk where they sleep. They'll clean up around where they are. I'm sure they don't, want to be viewed as an eyesore either. Again, I've only slept in my car, but the other thing I'd say is, if you're comfortable with it, have some self-defense tools handy. I won't say what I have, but just have them by your side if you need them, and understand the law on using them. Not more vigilante, but they can be useful. And
So I mean, I never lived in my car, but I was a knucklehead in Los Angeles, and I used to have a claw hammer under my seat, because I had a baseball bat in the trunk and different things, but legalities of is it a weapon or not? It's a hammer, right? The LAPD is not going to bust me for having a hammer underneath my seat, but it is a weapon if needed, and I've pulled it out a couple of times, and so I get that. So how about YouTubing? What tips? I mean, what's your workflow? I mean, Charlie used to, he still YouTubes, but he's now in housing, and there's other YouTubers that are YouTubing homelessness. I'm just kind of curious. I mean, you're at a different level. You're not street homeless, right? And you're going to work, so you probably got access to charge your phone, charge different things. But what's your workflow for YouTube?
Well, I no longer can edit on my laptop. I used to do that at the library, so now it's just all shooting stuff on my phone, and I don't have a massive audience or anything. But basically, it's just I try and either, if I'm doing a live video, I'll just have fun with the audience. But for pre-filmed videos, you got to kind of game YouTube with like an exciting title that it's based in what you're doing, but it's got to be big and grand or whatever. Like if I forget what I've said, or I said something like in one video I said, my boss asked me not to come back tomorrow. Well, it's true, they asked me not to come back tomorrow because I was having problems at work, but it was because we had the day off. So it's like that gets them in, and then I talk about the subject.
I got to push back on that, because that's clickbait. Right? Because and then you're admitting it. You're admitting it to people.
Lots of people.
Right. No, I mean, you're honest. I give you credit for honest. But if your boss didn't ask you to come back to work the next day, and it was your day off, that is not being. I as a YouTuber, I do not recommend that kind of clickbait. But if it works for you,
What I'll say is basically, but I try and get them in something like that, at least get them watching. But again, I don't have a huge audience, but really my videos just try and be honest. I mean, I suppose that's what I get messages from people that, say, oh, they connected with this, or they're depressed, they relate to what I'm going through or something. So I guess that tells, I've been surprised by that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know the answer other than I just try and be honest, especially, and what I like about your channel is you just show things. You don't even edit your interviews with people. I know you've done documentaries too, but
right.
like you just show, and like I think a lot of people, they're literally surprised, like how a homeless person lives. Like, oh, how they'll say like, oh, you're not really homeless. How do you have a cell phone?
Right.
I'm like, why couldn't I have a phone?
Right. Well, there's people in the chat saying you're not homeless, Michael, and I mean Angelo, and I know you are. But I gotta say, there's one of our communities, Scott Punko, is in the house, and he is a full-time RVer, live in your car. So I was hoping he would log in while you're talking about living in your car, because Scott Punk is just live in your car, live in your car, live in your car. I'm older. I need a bathroom, right? I'm 60 years old. Bladders at 60 just don't do the sleep in the car and run to whatever bathroom, right? So mobile homeless is not so great for me. But if you can do it and you're a young dude, all the power to you. So any last words, Angelo?
Well, I'm surprised if people are watching me this long on here. I hope I haven't driven your audience away. But no, I really appreciate it. I think it's great stuff you do. I regularly recommend Invisible People to others because, again, that was the thing I was really keen on at the end. What I was saying is just people, a lot of people don't know. They assume. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I didn't know, and I still don't know about how people live homeless. And just showing that, oh, they're like regular people.
Right.
That's very useful. So I'd say that for homeless YouTubers. Just show what you're comfortable with.
Right.
Showing about how you live and your thoughts.
And I thought your story is important because, especially now with COVID, there's a lot of people that are surviving that, we have this stereotype of, the homeless guy with the cardboard sign. And there's this whole demographic of homelessness. There are people living in their cars. There are people that are, they're not drug addicts. They're not out flying a sign. They're not that bad yet, but it could. Your one crisis, you know what I mean? If you lost your job, or let's say that car accident when the guy slammed into you, you got injured, and you lost your car, you could be that person outside. So I think it's a very important story.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I mean, thank you. And something else I want to say, but I guess that about covers it. I mean, it's good to hear, how people live like this. A lot of people just don't know, and then they look down and judge and whatever, and that's unfortunate.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Oops, I'm talking in the camera. So one of the things, I don't know, because you work in the industry a little, I've switched up to 8-camera shoots. I don't like directing, but usually you're not talking and switching cameras. Right. So you got a good thing I'm not chewing gum. Angelo, have a good night, sleep, stay safe, and I hope 2021 is so much better than 2020, and thank you for spending some time with us.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Okay, I have to thank Angelo, and I've got to address some comments. I saw somebody say there's plenty of $1,000 apartments in Los Angeles. I aggressively look for apartments in Los Angeles because I'm hoping to move back. If you know of $1,000 a month apartments, please let me know, because there are no such thing. I mean, the average rent, median rent, is around $2,000 a month, which is a huge amount. It's just a huge amount. And again, Angelo's just a nice guy. He's great. He's doing the best he can to survive. And there's this demographic, and especially now, I mean, I think it's 19.1 million people are currently on some kind of unemployment. One third of Americans have not paid rent or mortgage and believe they're going to be evicted. So we're going to see this demographic of homelessness, like Angelo, grow, where, they may have a full-time job. They just can't afford rent. Yeah, they are at a different level, a survival level. They're able to drive around. They're able to purchase some things that other homeless people might not be able to purchase. But it is homelessness. I mean, here's the difference. And there's a wonderful woman named Julie in our online support group that taught me this. Because I thought it was all the same. I thought that if you lived in your car, you're homeless. If you lived in an RV, you're homeless. No, Julie was raising her kids. She has 2 sons, and she calls it a full-time RVer. And she wasn't homeless. It was a choice. And that's the difference. So if you don't have the choice, then it's homeless. If you are living in your car or an RV just because you don't want to pay rent, and you could go to an ATM at any time and withdraw money and go rent an apartment, that's not homeless. That's a nomadic lifestyle. And that's where the difference is. And I think it's really important. And there's 2 reasons. I thought, first off, I think the world of Angelo. I thought it was interesting story. I wanted to get him in early because he is working. And my next Rita is... So sorry about the pauses. I'm texting with homeless people trying to, can I be real? Can I be real? Please, can I be real? One of the reasons that the homeless sector doesn't empower homeless people to share their own story is because there's some challenges to it, right? I scheduled the next person and she had a crisis. And, they might not have their phones charged. They might not have electricity. They might not have a light in their tent. It's dark now in Los Angeles. There's a couple of reasons. So that doesn't mean don't empower homeless people. It means that blessed are the flexible. When I used to live in Los Angeles, whenever somebody asked me to speak, I would include a homeless person. And when doing that, I made sure I arranged for transportation, right? Because they may or may not. Tristan is set up. I didn't know who was next. I did the wrong thing. I did not know who was next. If it was going to be Tristan or Stephanie. Okay, hang on a little. I'm trying to chew gum and what did I do? Why is it? Okay. Okay. And this is going to be tonight's chat, and please forgive me. I'm trying to chew gum and walk and make everything happen here. But like I said, we have a couple of homeless people from their tent. And we've done this before. We've had Rita on from her tent before. We had Theo on when he was outside. Theo's currently in a hotel. Theo will be on later. We have a homeless advocate, formerly homeless person, Tim from Orange County, that should be joining us. Maybe we can get Stephanie, who's a hero, on. But here's the thing, right? It's wonderful. Homeless people are wonderful. You know, you just make it happen. So while we're waiting to make it happen, how... Tristan, you have to say hello in Skype, not in Facebook. So, but thank you. Hello back at you. I have to be able to call you in Skype, or you call me, whichever works best. So, Stephanie is in the chat, and I don't know if she has joined us before. I'm a little bit self-conscious because this is not our best live stream, but it's the end of 2020, so it's perfectly a mess, just like 2020. And Hello.
Good afternoon, Mark. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. You got to turn on your video. Okay. We see you better this time. Here, let me go over. Chase Stoll. There you are.
What's happening?
Hey, I like the hat.
Thanks. I got it in San Antonio. It's very Texas-like.
Do you spend a lot of time in San Antonio?
Not really. I was out there busking with my ukulele for a couple weeks.
I gotta hear you.
I'll have to play for you someday. I'm actually I'm glad you picked up because I'm headed back to Pennsylvania to run for Congress.
What? Hold on. So, this is Chase. I don't know if you're currently homeless. You were living in an RV.
Yes.
You had it parked the last time we had you on.
Everything's still the same. Still looking for an address. Don't have ID.
But wait. So you live in Texas and you're going to Pennsylvania?
Well, see, that's the thing. I needed to find somewhere I could run where I actually had a connection to the people. Because I don't want to just go out there and try to represent anybody. I want to actually have a connection to the... And I grew up in Pittsburgh, outside of it in Beaver County. So as I dove into the laws of residency, because I've done all this before in my advocacy for homelessness, but I found somewhere in the law that said you're not removed from your Pennsylvania residency unless you find and are in another residence in another state. And if you intend to stay there. So technically, I've been a resident of Pennsylvania, a homeless resident of Pennsylvania for 12 years. And I'm going to go back there and
okay, so it's a big move. I mean, you've been politically active. You've been an advocate for homeless people. I love you to life. You're one of the few people that National Alliance to End Homelessness brings in, and you speak the truth to power. And thank you for that. And then we have Derek, who's the moderator. He's running for mayor of Oakland. He's in the chat. Hats are, Derek says hats are character. After I interviewed Derek the first time, he's now like styling with Cat, but he's like did Netflix and he's like big time now, right? I don't know if he's even going to talk to the invisible people. Invisible people. And you know what? And good for you. basically jumping in because I was waiting for somebody else to call, and you just were proactive, and that's great. Yeah. So when are you moving?
February. I'll be leaving here either February or March, and I have to meet a 184-day residency requirement before the 1-year requirement in the district to meet the requirements to actually be a candidate.
Oh, wow.
So I'll be leaving at the beginning of the, and then I have a campaign for the spot.
Okay, and now I'm getting calls and everything. So you're gonna live homeless in Pennsylvania?
Yes, I have to leave my motorhome here because I don't have a driver's license, and I don't really have. I have a couple places I could stay up there, but I'll mainly be couch surfing and sleeping outside. And I'm actually going to use that to my advantage because, I mean, this country isn't taking care of the people at the bottom, and the people at the bottom need representation in government in order for government to really see what we need to change the problem.
No, I maybe tonight is the night of homeless people running for office. And maybe I got to have Derek call in because Rita's going to call in, and she's running for neighborhood council. She's going back to her tent. And I think more homeless, but it's not easy to run for office, and it's extremely hard when you're homeless.
We'll figure that out.
Good. Well,
it's new to me.
Chaz, thank you. I mean, it was a pleasant surprise you hijacking the stream tonight, and I appreciate that.
You guys are all awesome. I'm here for you if you ever need anything.
Yeah.
I love you all. What you do, Mark.
Good. Talk to you later, man. Thanks.
Have a good night.
So Chaz was our first surprise guest. So we're trying to get Tristan on. And she is not saying hello. And I was talking about Stephanie, who I don't know is in the chat, but I asked her if she would go live because it's a selfish thing. I adore Stephanie. And how we first connected. Hopefully she's still with us. Many years ago, the Huffington Post, back when Huffington Post was something, they did a story on the 11 Twitter activists you should follow. And it was like Ashton Kutcher and Beth Cantor and Stephanie Rudat and all these, big time advocates, right? And they included me. And Craig Newmark was another one. I mean, really amazing people. And that's how I met Beth Cantor. That's how I met Stephanie. And Stephanie, and I see Jackie in the chat. Jackie was with me when I first had the idea for our online support group. And then Stephanie has just been a friend and a supporter for since forever. And it is just, I thought it'd be neat to live stream. Of course, we're shooting from the hip here. They might not think it's so great. So Tristan was going to live stream. But she's saying hello in YouTube, not in Skype or on Facebook. So I know, Rita is going back to her tent. And the other advocates, I don't think, hopefully this thing is, hopefully my battery is charging. That would not be good. So where are we? Where are we in the chat? How are you guys all doing? How are you? Where are you? Let's do a little roll call. Where are you watching from? And, I'm doing something I normally don't do. I'm posting this live out on the social. For those of you that are not with us, normally it's a Sunday night stream. It's just us. We don't really make it public. We've been doing it for a while. It's just our community. So tonight I'm feeling brave. And the truth is, the reason we're doing this is we've been doing this on all holidays. Lots of people are, alone on the holidays with COVID. Hopefully you're not out partying. Well, if you're watching this live stream, you're home or you're in a tent. That's one of the big lessons I learned from doing these live streams in YouTube and one of the reasons that we started the Sunday night live stream. We go live stream every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and one of the reasons that we do that is YouTube is how, homeless people can't afford Netflix. I shouldn't say it. Some people can afford Netflix. But my point is YouTube is a primary for homeless people and people in poverty consuming video on their phone, whether it be Lady Gaga videos or, how to live in your car or, how to get a job or whatever. They're watching their, favorite Mr. Beast video. That is how a lot of people consume media. And our Sunday night chats, we have Derek and Addie in the chat room, and they're wonderful people. And I'm getting texts, so I'm trying to chew gum and walk at the same time. You have people at risk of being homeless. We have people being evicted. We have people, all kinds of different life situations coming into the chat. And we're able to, the best we can, provide some kind of support. So let me see if sent a message on Skype. Okay, I don't see it. Tristan, I don't see it. I am going to, Tristan, I will try your Gmail. So Tristan, who is awesome, runs, there you are. Okay, I am saying hi. You didn't say hi, now I'm saying hi. So looks like we're gonna get Tristan on next. Tristan runs a ministry in St. Paul, and I'll let her tell you about it. And yes, she is there. We're gonna do this. Whoops.
Oopsie.
Oopsie.
Oh,
Are you
Oh,
oops?
no.
Are you oopsieing?
I oopsie.
You oopsie?
Mister. I miss you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to pull it back a little bit. You're awful close. You're scaring little kids. Whoa! Good thing. Oh my gosh! What are you partying with tonight?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, Mark, we've gone through some stuff up here in Minnesota.
Wait. First, before you go off, you just fell and you hurt yourself again. You gotta stop doing that.
I was helping them. They were sweeping the camp by us, and I slipped down a railroad berm.
Okay.
but I need surgery on my wrists anyways, and I see the surgeon is next Wednesday, so I figure it was a good time to screw it up even worse before I see the guy, right?
Yeah. So I know who you are, but tell everybody who you are, because they don't know you like I know you, or like Addie knows.
Yep, Addie knows me. My name is Tristan Arnold, and I am both ruthless and relentless, and bugged the crap Jesus out of poor Mark to get him to do our grand opening for our outreach, which is my sister's mission. We have since moved from where you did our grand opening.
Oh, you're in a new place?
Yeah, we are running out of a public storage now because it got too big for my house, and church, you know, and it just worked better. We could be more ninja-like on our own.
Oh my gosh, this is all new.
Well, you know, I have a hard time getting permission to do things. I would prefer to just do things. So that's what we do now. Myself and Ashley Jensen are our own bosses. We formed a nonprofit, and nobody can tell me what to do, Mark.
Oh my gosh. Now, how do you get there? I want to get there.
Well, there's no money in there.
Well, there's no money in. So this is, if you're thinking of starting a nonprofit.
We already did.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people. Oh, I don't have you. Oh, hang on there.
Yeah.
Hang on. If you're thinking starting a nonprofit, get a real estate license.
Yeah, get some money, or be independently wealthy is a bonus.
Right. So I had to get headphones on. They said there was an echo. So I didn't want to continue on the echo. So what's going on in Minneapolis? For those that don't know, Tristan had me come up to Minneapolis. Lots of homelessness in Minneapolis. Addie came up and hung out with us. We connected. We're Christians and lovers of Jesus the right way. And I adore Tristan and what they're doing and helping homeless people out in Minneapolis. St. Paul, but they keep on saying that they're going to bring me up again, and I don't see any plane ticket.
I'll send you a plane ticket, but you got to sleep on my couch, and you get to pick what dog you want to snuggle with.
Oh, wow. Such a deal. Yeah,
I have to feel for you, Mark. I have to say to you and to all of your listeners, and I know they number in the hundreds of thousands at this point.
No, we got about 200 on the stream right now.
That's hundreds of thousands.
And evangelically speaking.
I just have to say that all of the information that you put out and Invisible People puts out, we've been able to use as a tool.
Oh, wow.
Just to educate people. When we share your videos and your stories, it lets people know the human side of homelessness that they don't necessarily think about when they're driving past in a messy encampment. And you really get to the heart of that. You are such a really good, what is that A word? Not authority, advocate. That's the word.
I'm not big on the advocate.
You rock on that.
Yeah, I'm normally called an A word. But you know what? And it just, one of the things that my haters, and there's lots of them, they all complain, how do you travel? How do you travel? And most of it is paid for by, you paid for me to come to Minneapolis, right? And that's how I travel. So anyways.
And it was worth every single penny, because you're the mouth that roared. And I love
the mouth that roared. I'm gonna have to get a shirt for that. The mouth that roared.
Yeah. And I've seen you on 60 Minutes. I've seen your stuff on YouTube, and you're just a stellar advocate for homelessness and for housing and for wraparound services and all of the deals that need to go down to get these people saved. These are American citizens that are just living in like a third world country in downtown St. Paul.
Right.
It's horrible.
Cool. So what is happening? Tell me about St. Paul.
Well, right now in St. Paul and Minneapolis is again a bit different because they are two separate cities. St. Paul is the capital, but Minneapolis is our ginger. You know, she gets more newsprint. But in St. Paul, they are slowly sweeping the camps. They put a agenda out of dates, which camps that they're sweeping, and they're sweeping the bigger, well-known camps. But honestly, some of the camps that are not, people don't know, don't see them. There's 3 or 4 that I can think of off the top of my head that aren't in public sight. Those aren't getting swept. They're not even really getting a whole bunch of outreach workers.
Well, that's one of the reasons some people go deep.
Yeah.
They're more hardcore, more survivalists, often in rural communities. But the reason, and there's challenges there because they've got to carry water farther, they've got to carry food farther. You know what I mean? So going deep, has less public presence, less kids coming up smashing your stuff, less police. But it's still, it's harder in other ways.
Well, they just recently opened up a new shelter in St. Paul that was the Bethesda Hospital. So I've gone around and around with some of the homeless people that I know, where they say, well, we're gonna have to share a room, and I'm a big proponent of privacy. You need privacy and a place to lock up your stuff where nobody's going to rip it off. And that's what they're doing at this hospital. There's single rooms. You get your room and your bathroom. And of course, it's a hospital. There's a big kitchen facility. But then there's stories going around with the homeless around here that, they're putting you 4 to a room and you have to share a kitchen. And I know they haven't spent that much money on the hospital to put in, 37 kitchens when there's already a big one.
Yeah.
So we did get some stuff from one of the city council members that says, look, no, you get your own room and your own bathroom. So now we have a couple of people who are on the waiting list to go through intake for that. But again, there's a shelter shortage, and the shelters have no privacy.
And one of the things that Homeless Services does that I was talking, and she might be hanging out in the live stream. I was talking to a rural homeless advocate today, and she said, how they, spent money and made a warming center in one of the libraries, but it's so far away, nobody's going to be there. And then, they're, complained to her that she is taking homeless people there. I mean, they're in the woods or they're in hotels and they don't have any transportation. So she's taken the mail to them. And then the homeless services complained about that and then said, well, why don't you take them their bus pass? And it's like, well, you're complaining. Yeah. It's such a mess. We have to first come at this from the lens of homeless people. We say, this is what they need. They need a cot. They need this. And it's usually garbage,
Yeah. Yeah. They need to tell you what they need. You can't guess at that kind of stuff.
Right. I mean, the experts are homeless people.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Was it Los Angeles recently where the city got rid of a whole bunch of little homeless little kiosks and smashed them all down? And so Los Angeles, the homeless people and the advocates are suing the city at this time.
Yeah, the one that's they've been doing that. Anyways, Tristan, I am glad we got this time to chat. and hopefully everybody enjoyed this little. We're just shooting from the hip here, people. The people we had scheduled are not able to join us, so like Chaz just stepped in. I'm grateful Tristan was there. We're gonna get Jackie, maybe even Stephanie. I think Rita is getting her she calls it base camp, her tent. But anyways, thank you very much, Tristan.
Mark, you're the best, man. Thank you for all the stuff that you do and for your ability to advocate for people. We use your stuff all the time.
Well, thank
You're
you.
the bomb.
Thank you. Cool. So let me, there. You guys having fun? Keeping busy? Let me see. Where are we at in the chat? Why does... okay. So, as we wait for... Cool. I asked this a while ago, and then Tristan called, and I think Chaz called. Where are y'all from? Probably it's a whole new group of people. So where are you watching from? I don't know. Dano's usually... By the way, Dano, I was the first commenter in the chat tonight, so I beat you if you're still there. So where's everybody? I know Dano's usually in the UK, but it's going to start getting late. We got, Leeds. Hey, Oregon, Orange County, Minnesota, Long Beach. Hi, Michael in Philly, Netherlands. There's a wonderful person that sends me a Christmas card with all these little cute things in from the Netherlands. Boise, Idaho, London, Wales. Whereabouts in Wales? Georgia, Northeast Ohio, Tampa. Hi, Madison in California. Columbia. Hi, Lillian. Hi, Dallas County Scratchers. I need to know more about your story than to just... I know, we'll see. I haven't really figured out how we're going to put unvetted people in, but we'll see. There is, wait. Before I go off on this, Clarksville, Sacramento, Cardiff. Sawar, I didn't know you were in Cardiff. I actually enjoyed my my time in Cardiff. Quebec, Indiana, Carson City, Boston. Melka, hello Melka. Melka is the person who talked me into doing this regularly. New Jersey, London, Africa, Europe, Columbus, Connecticut, Long Island, Atlanta, Edmonton, Colorado, Raleigh, Rome, Italy. It's got to be late for you guys. Hey guys, you're already in 2021. Is it any better? Please tell me it's better. I know you're only an hour or two in, but please tell me 2021 is better. Matthew James, I hope to get to the UK as soon as we can travel again. Nano... Oh my gosh, so I've never been to Hawaii, and the reason that I've been to Alaska, to Tampa, every other state. I've never been to Hawaii because, like, for instance, somebody will fly me to Cardiff, Wales, right? I actually was paid to go to Cardiff. Expenses, I don't get a lot of money, but that's how I travel internationally or other places. If I go to Hawaii... Everybody's going to say, oh, you're just vacationing. So Hawaii is that one place where I've been waiting for somebody to pay, because if I pay, which I don't have the money for, it's, just, I'm self-conscious. Here's the truth. Hawaii has horrible homeless. I've got to go, and who cares what people say, right? Because the work is important, and Hawaii is a story that needs to be told. But Dano, I've been to Geneva, Switzerland, Oslo, a couple places in Sweden, Malaga, Spain, and all throughout Canada and the United States. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to... Okay, I'm trying to... Uh-oh, somebody's there. Who's there? Jackie's ready. Uh-oh, I'm going to call Jackie. Are you there? Are you there, Jackie? Okay, you got to turn on your video.
You
must have...
Hello?
Okay, your video's not on.
I've turned my video.
Yeah,
There
we've got to see you. We got to see you. No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine just the way you... Yeah, there we go. You're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up.
Oh,
Are you?
no.
Yeah, you might not have a good enough signal. Are you there?
Okay. Well, if I don't have a good enough signal, I'll just say Happy New Year to everybody, and that's it.
Happy New Year. Well, we'll try it. So, for those of you that don't know,
we're out
Jack...
in the woods, so.
Jackie was a friend, is a friend from way back that I bounced the idea of online support group, 7, 8 years ago?
I think we're at 9, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then it took me a while to make it happen. And I think it was this year we even front page of the LA Times. I mean, that's just promo, but we built this really cool community of homeless people helping homeless people, and wonderful people like you who are not homeless, but you love helping people, and it's been amazing.
You built it. I just sat back and watched and made googly eyes at it. It was amazing to be part of it, but you did the work, really.
Oh my gosh. Now you have the Monster Inc. poster, right? Is that what I see behind you?
He's actually on my wall. That's why I wanted to get him in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Jackie's an artist. I forgot you did that really nice watercolor of me.
I forgot that.
Yeah. I forgot that too. Then I saw the Monster Inc. So, how was your 2020?
It was about you know how it is, because we're part of this group, compared to what everyone else was going through, mine was relatively serene, but my husband works at a hospital, so he's been frontline since the beginning, and he just finally got his first vaccine shot this week, so that has been, a constant. He has to take all his clothes off and get in the shower and everything as soon as he comes near the rest of us. So it was stressful, and it still is. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully things are going to be way better in 2021.
I really hope so.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining. It's good to see your smile.
Of course.
Bye.
All right, I'm gonna drop out. I know my internet.
Yeah. You're still breaking up. So
say hi to everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See, if you're there, Stephanie, you can do this. You can do this. Oh, William wants to Skype. Let me hang on for a second. How long have we been going? Do I get a break? Do I get a break right now? So, everybody, how many, where are we at? What's going on here? So what we're going to do is we've been on a little bit over an hour. Do you guys want to watch a video or do you want to hear music? I mean, it's a video of music. Do I need a break? Do you guys all need a break from me? So here what we're going to do is I'm going to play, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that. Holy smoly, let me see what I can do here. Oh, I really wanted to. I bet you, yeah, that's the wrong thing. Ah! I use this one bit of software, and it really doesn't have a preview mode. So, I'm just going to do this. Right? We've had tons of technical problems, right? So we're going to go in and we're just going to do it like this. And you guys can see me do it. Okay.
My name's Cash, and the sky is blue.
Ever done. And I had that all queued up, ready to go, and somehow it turned into my desktop. I don't know how that happened. So, did Rita respond? No, she didn't. Dawn didn't respond. William wants to go. We'll give it a second. I am going to take a quick couple-minute break. And we're going to play a video by Cash called The Sky is Blue. And I know I played it a couple of times this year. Cash donated this song for my 25th anniversary of being homeless, my 25th. And Dano knows where I was going. So, being Invisible People is about homeless people and empowering homeless people. It was important that we have music from homeless people. Cash donated the song. I'm grateful. It's amazing. I really love it. And Cash overdosed and died about a month and a half ago. So as we close out 2020, I thought we would once again celebrate Cash's amazing talent and his gift to invisible people and to me and to all of you. Enjoy.
My name's Cash, and the sky is blue.
Back to like, oh. Ryder, come on! I'm not gonna lose. Can I put this in the boat?
Sun is shining and the sky is blue. Don't want anyone else but you. Sun is shining and the sky is blue, and I'm so happy to be with you. Oh yeah. Some good things happen, some bad things too. None of them matter as long as I'm with you. And as I sit with no one by my side, I feel so lonesome, I feel so blue, I feel so blue, I feel so blue, I feel so blue, I feel so blue. Heard a fire break out last night, heard a gunshot in the distance, woke me up out of my sleep and I went back to bed without a peep, oh yeah, oh yeah. Some good things happen, some bad things too. None of them matter as long as I'm with you. And as I sit with you by my side, I feel so happy. I feel like new. I feel like new. I feel like new. I feel like new. I feel like I knew. Sun is shining and the sky is blue. Don't want anyone else but you. Sun is shining and the sky is blue, and I'm so happy to be with you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Would you join me in a moment of silence for Cash and everybody else that passed away in 2020? And not just homeless people. I mean, my mom passed away. COVID is still biggest killer. Let's just, I don't know. After hearing Cash play, let's just take a moment of silence for everybody that passed away and their families. It has been a year. So, I say this a lot. You know, the interesting thing about the pandemic is it has affected us all. And wherever you are in the world, whatever your socioeconomic, whatever your, it's touched us all. Now, there's a saying that we're all in this together, and that's not true. Mitch McConnell's doing a lot better than I am. Nancy Pelosi's doing a lot better than I am. And don't worry, Addie, I'm not getting political. I'm just saying, they're even though the pandemic has changed people with money, and I'm not one of those that I'm not if you have money, that's great. We need people to have money, people like Bill Gates that are being generous, and Warren Buffett, and taking their gazillions and using it for good. That's great. And then there's greedy people. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make before I go out on too much of a rant is that 2020 was a crazy year. It's affected us all. The pandemic has affected us all, but we're not in this together. There are people that are experiencing poverty. There's people that are experiencing homelessness. There's people that have lost their jobs. There's people that are in the food banks for the first time. And it's a different crisis for them. It's a different crisis. Okay, I'm not, it's kind of weird. I kind of, I wanted to celebrate Cash's life, and we did that moment of silence, but I don't want to go into, I want this to be a happy New Year's Eve. So, what are you drinking? I'm having root beer. I broke out the root beer. I don't even know what Stewart's. It's absolutely horrible. So, I have 25 years sober. My special drink is a Virgin Mary, which is a Bloody Mary without alcohol. If it has a lot of Worcestershire sauce and hot sauce, it's, can be really good. It still has that bite, so I feel like I'm drinking even though I'm not drinking. Saranac root beer I really like. I sometimes get it as a special treat, but the grocery store I went to tonight, there wasn't that root beer, so I grabbed this, and, where are we? So I think Dano and our UK friends and some of the others have already hit 2021. And anyways, I don't know what you're drinking, but cheers. 2021 is hours away, and it's gonna be better. It has to be better. Oh my gosh, it just has to be better. Cheers. Oh. Okay. Rita says she'll be ready in 10 minutes. Let's see if I got William. William's trying to find the password for his Microsoft, which is always a problem that I have a lot. Oh yeah, what are you guys having? You got homemade Italian wine. My grandfather used to, a little story, right? My grandfather used to make wine here in, I forget what it, now it's like cool, like craft beers and wine, everybody makes their own stuff. But back then there were certain laws. I mean, you couldn't make over a certain amount of gallons or whatever. But my grandfather had grapes. He's from Czechoslovakia. And they would put the wine in these wooden kegs. And, I started partying, dealing drugs at 14. I had a crazy childhood. And I remember when I was 17 for my 17th birthday, my grandfather offered me one of the kegs of wine. And, we were throwing beer parties, keg parties. So I'm just thinking, having a keg of wine, that would be so cool. I would be the talk of the neighborhood if I threw a party. But there was one catch. I had to pick it up and put it in the trunk of the car. I had to move it by myself. So my grandfather knew that no one was going to, because, the wooden kegs, the wine seeps into the wooden kegs, and I think they were, they're big. I think beer kegs are like 17 or 14. These are 10, I think. I'm not really sure. It was a long time ago. Anyways, we've got a couple hours left, and Okay, we're going to do William. Find me at... So, William, find me. I just texted to you. I need you to chat to me or just call like Chaz did once you find me. And I will let Rita know she's on deck. And I am ready for you, William. If you're okay, I have you ready to make the call. Okay, then do it, William. Go. So William is no longer homeless. He, I forget what service you were in, but he's a veteran. I remember he's up in Maine. Very strong advocate for homeless people and the lived voice, lived experience. Does anybody know, is there like a link that I can send people that they can log in for Skype? Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. William! Hold on, hold on, hold on. There's no audio, William. We need your audio. There's got to get some audio going. So let me, so there's no echo here. Yeah, it's right now you got no audio coming through. Okay, while William gets that taken care of, and it's exciting for me because I've never, William and I have had conversations on the phone and a lot of back and forth messaging, but I think this is our first interactive.
Check one.
There you are. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go to you. Hang on, let me get rid of that. And there is William. Say hello, William.
Hey, it's Bill coming in from Portland, Maine.
Okay.
How's everybody doing?
Good. Do you prefer Bill? Good, good, good. So tell everybody. Tell how many people we got right now. 165. What? Tell them about yourself.
Well, I was went to the Naval Academy, was a submarine officer, worked in nuclear engineering, and then ended up getting laid off twice in 1994. And then I ended up trying to start a company, and that went bust about 3 years later. And then I came back to Maine and divorced and destitute. Jobs went in and out, and I ended up homeless 4 times between 2002 and 2010 up here in Portland.
Oh my gosh. So were you outside during the winter?
No, it's actually, in Portland, they have a shelter where it expanded as necessary when needed, and people could stay there forever, so nice. They basically set that up probably about 15, 20 years ago, that capability.
So how long did you experience homelessness? You said 4 times in how many years?
In 8 years, but the longest was like a 3-year period.
Right. And
you're so impressed.
And you're a veteran, so now I know there's a lot of support for veterans. This was some time ago, and probably there wasn't that much support. Correct?
Well, yeah, they could have logged into the VA and found support. I actually could have gotten a VA disability several years before I ended up getting the partial disability and then getting housing. So that 3 years that I spent at the shelter, I could have gotten assistance.
Oh my gosh. So just to repeat that, because that's so important.
Those 3 years I spent depressed, homeless, destitute at a shelter, I could have gotten help.
Oh my
But nobody bothered to take me 50 miles to Augusta to talk to the VA.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
So that's, and one of the reasons I'm working for the Homeless Advocacy for All is to keep people from having to do that, where have people know what they're entitled to. That's one of our missions.
Yeah. And you do a lot, because send me links all the time, and thank you. I apologize. I get so many communications, but your information about your lived experience group in Maine is amazing. What you guys are doing there.
Well, I actually have the Homeless Advocacy for All is actually, we got several people that are doing advocacy around the country, and we're looking to have several people that were prior experience on our board of directors as well as we launch the nonprofit.
Okay. So what would you want people to know about veterans homelessness that they don't know?
Well, first thing is connect with the VA, connect with the supportive services for veterans and families. If anyone wants to know who their contact is any place in the country, I can look up who for fiscal year 2021, which agencies have a contact, and I can help them connect with the people that are getting paid to help veterans, not be homeless.
And so now what are you doing now? Do you work in the homeless sector?
I have a VA disability. So okay. I volunteer probably about 30 some odd hours a week with the Maine Continuum of Care, and also work with National Alliance to End Homelessness and National Coalition. There's several different national groups that I'm part of. Also, I have this Homeless Advocacy for All nonprofit that I've been working on building. Now we've got a decent number of people on the board and looking to join the board and an advisory group.
Well, very, very, very cool. What would you like to talk about, Bill?
Oh, just basically, if anyone's interested in learning about homelessness in different areas, or even posting information about homelessness in their area in the country, it's great to. We've got a Homeless Advocacy for All group, and it's HA the number 4 and then ALL group in Facebook, and you can actually join the group automatically, post anything you wish about homelessness anywhere in the world, and share information. We got about 450 to 500 people in there.
Wow!
Over the last couple of years, so it's taken us a little bit of time, you know.
So
some of them, a lot of them are people that have some funds to donate. Right. You know, they're not all people that have been homeless. They're people that are concerned with homelessness. Yeah. So that's some of those aspects, like Jerry Jones of National Alliance to End Homelessness.
Right.
I work with him.
Yeah, I like Jerry. What are you hoping for in 2021?
I'm hoping to finish the incorporation, get a 501c3 going, and get some decent donors. And I've got some people that have just connected up with on LinkedIn. I don't know if you know Bill McCraven as the Admiral Craven. He's got he basically did a commencement speech in Houston on YouTube. If you want to look him up, he just asked to connect with me on LinkedIn.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
Hello.
Yeah.
We've been talking since last week, back and forth, and he's learning about Offer All and all, and
great.
He wants to help out people.
Great.
You know, so getting that sort of individual involved and interested. Yeah. That's my network.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Bill, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I'd be glad to help any veterans, and up here in Maine, we have there's no waiting list for BRAP and Shelter Plus Care vouchers.
Yeah. Well,
so that's a lot better than other places in the country.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for being with us.
All right, and take care of you, and thanks. Go back to the YouTube.
Yeah, and glad you found your Microsoft password.
Yeah. Well, I found the button that says, "Hey, use your phone, dude."
Very cool. Good seeing you, man.
All right. Take care of you.
Okay, Bill, thank you. And so on Facebook, it's William, and on Skype, he has Bill. So I'm going to call you Bill from now on, Bill. And let's see where we are. You know what? I am definitely not the live stream host. And we're going to do this for 4 hours. I don't know if you guys want to do this, but there is a production house, a director, producer that wants Invisible People to premiere their movie. And I've gotten offered this before, and there's been quality productions, but the acting or the writing just was a little cheesy. So this one I'm pretty sure I'm going to say yes to. I like the movie. It has good messaging. And, you know, it's only about 14 minutes. But if you guys are interested, I could screen it here for us live in a bit. So first, hopefully, we're going to get Rita. We had Bill. And we need a producer or somebody to do all this technical stuff. That is, in 2021, when I move back to LA, I am hoping that I can really grow our YouTube by investing more time in it. I mean, over the last couple of years, because Invisible People is a one-man band, and it's changed in 2020. We have a managing editor. We have wonderful writers. We're growing the best we can. But all the admin and everything still falls on me. And then I have to work other jobs for my own survival. In 2020, the pandemic took care of all that. So, you know what? And I'm not getting, Rita isn't calling back. I know we got Tim on the line, who's an advocate from Orange County, who I've never talked to before, but I know I've been reading his stuff, and I know he is a strong advocate. But I just want to say thanks. I mean, this year sucked. I could go over all the bad stuff, but there's some good stuff too. You know what? I gotta take this off. Thanks to you guys, we were able to produce 8 mini documentaries this year. 8! I had only planned on 5 mini documentaries, and I made that plan before the pandemic. And because of your guys' donations, we were able to make 8 of them. We actually shot a 9th that will be uploaded next month. It's in the process of being edited. But 8. We just launched, and if you guys want, I can, post links. I talk about this stuff all the time. We launched research into what America believes about homelessness. And that's going to help stakeholders, politicians, advocates all over the United States, maybe even other countries. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I had saved up the money. I was really nervous about spending it because once you spend money, it doesn't come back. But as soon as you guys donated, and, we're doing this without, we ended up closing up the year with a $15,000 grant from the homeless sector. Craig Newmark gave us a nice grant for journalism. The National Coalition of the Low-Income Housing Coalition gave us a nice grant for COVID response. So when COVID hit, and just so you know, I'm just going to do a little rewind on 2020. When COVID hit, it caught all of us off guard. We had a road trip already planned. is going to meet many of you. We're going to go hand out socks in cities around the country. And COVID hit. And everything got canceled. And Rita, is she ready? Oh my gosh. Good. You guys got saved by my boring rant. You're on. Oh, she's on. Oh, hold on. Rita, we're going to do Rita. See, this is what I mean about you have to. Okay. I don't see you, Rita, even though I've had you here before. There she is. Okay, once Rita. I was really getting into that recap. So here's a question. How many of you have been with us from the beginning? So is there a way in Skype to send links? Is there a way? No. Okay, Rita, I'm there. Email, Scott to phone your account, your profile. Nope. Oops. Okay. Oh, is she there? No, that wasn't her. Okay, Rita, I'm here. So let me ask this. How many of you have been with us now for 2 hours? Now, Dano, I think he's still with us. How many of you been with us since the beginning? I know Addie and Derek have. They're troopers. Okay, I got a new chat. Oh, there she. Okay, there we go. Up, I'm calling. Is this you?
Hi.
Okay, gotta turn on your video.
Okay. Go. Is that better?
No, I see RD.
You see RD. Okay.
Oh, there you are. Look at that.
Hi.
Hey. Hey. I only get inside your tent when we Skype.
Yeah, I know. I had to move some dogs out of the way.
What is the thing going on behind you? What is that?
Oh, these are here. This is some flags that I got from a fellow named Larry Flint. His the office for Penthouse is just right there up the street, and they had all these flags outside, and so I was like,
you
well,
got the flags from Hustler? You got it from Larry Flint?
Well, okay, so like this is, I believe, Kansas State, right? I believe this is because I looked them all up and they're all relevant to like his life. Like Kansas was where he's born, and Illinois is where he moved to, and then his first club I think was in New Hampshire.
No, it's
there was like
and it was Columbus, Ohio, and I know this because I lived in Columbus, Ohio.
There's the other one. I have one for Ohio too.
Okay.
So
tell everybody a little bit about you and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from my humble abode here on Chatsworth, and let's see, I've been unhoused for a few years now, way too many years, I guess. And this is a rare occasion, just so you know. I usually don't do videos or anything inside my spots, though.
Well, we did this once before. You did this, when we first met.
February, I think, was when it was, and that. But I was using my friend's RV, so it was different then. It was all her stuff.
So, what's been happening since we left? I just posted your video. What was interesting, and I didn't realize until I posted it. Here, let's get me back on here for a second. That both times I interviewed you, the mornings LAPD came, both mornings. So LAPD just comes all the time, I guess. Sweep, sweep, sweep.
Well, I mean, they've been trying to. They laid off for the summer. I think it was probably because it was too hot for them. But then now they're picking it up. Now it's the lockdown. They're picking it up again. You know, it's just like as soon as the weather gets really awful, and COVID starts killing a lot of people, that's when they're going to start moving us around.
Right.
You know, so like.
So.
And yeah.
Go ahead.
We've been playing the waiting game. You know, we've been playing the waiting game. Like, it's like, where are they today? Kind of thing, you know.
Yeah,
so they kind of like, I just imagine them like being in a break room, throwing a dart at a map of LA, and just being like, "Here's where we're gonna go tomorrow."
We talked about it last time because there has to be so much stress, PTSD, and everything of not knowing when they're gonna come. You know, do I pack up? Do I not pack up?
Yeah, and then, you know, of course you want to pack up because, you know, I mean, anything that you don't want to get destroyed. And then it's like, then you have to get into your stuff that you've packed up, and it's like, it's a self-rolling wheel. And so, yeah, and it was a torrential downpour. I decided to start packing up, and then it, of course, rained, like, extremely heavily, and everything got flooded out wet. And so it was like, you know, it's just crap situation.
Yeah. So in a bit I will ask if you guys have any questions. Some of you might know Rita from the video. She's been interviewed a couple of times. Questions about homelessness. Oh, there's first question. Rita, where's your dog?
Where's my dog? Let's see, I've got one here. Got one here. And I've got one over here. They're moping right now because they're mad because they didn't like the wet food that I got them.
Oh,
so
my
they're
God.
all like, won't talk to me right now. They've got all they're all like, got their backs to me, you know, and they're all like, oh, sorry, Maggie. This one was stuck in her harness. No, say hi, boo boo. Say hi, boo boo. This is Maggie Muffins. Yeah, I know. You look like a little cloud.
Well,
and then the big.
Yeah, go ahead.
She ate everybody's food that they decided that they didn't like. She ate the big one right here. Come here, Petey. Petey, come here. Come here, Petey.
Oh, we're getting the whole family today.
Oh, yeah. Come here.
See, Dano. There you go, Dano.
Woo! The big one here that thinks she's a small lap dog. It's okay, baby girl. We'll take off the camera now. And then the other one is too far away. But yeah, they're all just sitting here moping and like looking all forlorn, like, oh, we're so starving. You know. I know, right? You're starving, huh?
Well, you know, and here's the thing is that homeless people take care of their pets first. You'll feed your pet before you feed yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been that way for me, though. Like, even when I was, like, struggling, making, like, no dollars an hour, you know?
Right.
I've always had a dog. I've always had a dog. I think it's, like, a necessary component of my life now.
Yeah.
So.
So how are you Skyping? How are you making this happen?
Magic. Well, I'm on my cell phone, and I have a solar generator, which isn't really solar if you can think about it. You know, I haven't been able to get my solar panels successfully hooked up to it. It requires some like weird Y cable thing that's like impossible to get. You know. Like it's like, here you go, here's the two components here, but you can't get them to work together, so I got to use the regular generator, which is not it's not environmentally friendly at all.
But is it on a tripod? Is it what? You're a little more professional than the last time.
I'm sitting on my bed, and then I have you on a wooden plate.
The plate tripod. Yeah. So, how was your 2020?
2020 was surreal, if anything, you know. Okay, whoa, hold on. This one's gonna try to step on everything. Stay there, thank you. Okay, stop. Thank you, stop. Okay, thank you, stay there. Okay, yeah, I was saying it was surreal, like, it's been like well, no, you know, like, I mean, we really didn't know the coronavirus was happening, you know, and then we stepped out into the world after it stopped raining, and I was like, hey, the whole world's in lockdown, and by the way, you can't get any food, you know, for a minute, and then it was just antics all summer, you know, with the spike in outreach too, and then we're just left in the lurch here, and by the time winter hits again, because of course nobody wants to come out, it's too miserable weather and you know, situation out here. Nobody wants to trudge around in the mud and the rain, so
yeah.
No peanut butter and jelly sandwiches today.
No peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You remember our interview. So what are you hoping for in 2021?
Well, I'm hoping to finish up my children's book and publish it.
Well, that's new. We didn't talk about that.
Oh yeah, no, I've been working on this for a minute. I thought that we had talked about this. No, I have a couple little children's books that I illustrated and did for my kids. If you want, I could grab it. If you want to see it, I could share it with you.
That's up to you.
Sure, hold on a second. Stay there, Patrick. It's called Squirrel Goes Counting. Is the first book.
Okay.
I have another one called This Place is a Zoo. Where are they going? What are they doing? Which is ABC Darium. And this is not quite finished, but I'm kind of proud of this. I've been working on this for the last 3 years. I'm surprised that I still have managed to hang on to this. I've lost 2 other copies of it, so I mean, I already finished it once over, and then of course, you know, sanitation came and did it. So try to find page 1 here, page right here. So yeah, it's called Squirrel Goes Counting, and this is
so wait. That looks like paint canvas. It doesn't look like. So you're drawing them on a big canvas.
Well, no, not on a big one. This is paper canvas. So like, they're just like this big.
Oh wow! Wow.
Yeah, first page is one squirrel is counting. I don't know if
What?
you can see this.
The 2 times I was at your base camp, it's what she calls her tent. The 2 times I was there, you didn't show me any of this.
I thought I did for some reason. I don't know, but yeah, this is my little. And then 2 bears are happy camping. Yeah, fish and marshmallows, everyone. Yeah, fish and marshmallows. Yum yum. And then 3.
Fish and marshmallows. That's a neat combination.
Yeah, they're roasting fish and then they're having marshmallows too. That's what I noticed after I drew it, and I was like, okay, well, whatever. Fish and marshmallows is good. The 3 elephants are dancing.
Oh wow! So I didn't know you have an art background.
Oh yeah, that's like my main gig. There is the art stuff. So, and I've been working on this stuff for a minute, and then, like I said, I have like 3 books that I'm working on right now. This is 4 pretty ponies prancing.
How can I help you?
Well, I just gotta finish the art on these, and then I was just gonna start shopping it around, really. And then 5 hyenas won't stop laughing. This is one of the ones that took me a little bit of time right here.
5 hyenas. What's the story behind that?
Well, it's just like a little iambic pentameter kind of, you know, rhythm to the whole book, where it's, you know, 1 squirrel is counting, 2 bears are happy camping, 3 elephants are dancing, 4 pretty ponies prancing, you know. So that's pretty much, it's just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 book. That's it.
Okay.
Counting to 10. It's for little tykes. Since my kids are really little, so Yeah, there are 5 hyenas. They won't stop laughing, and their mom's like looking in from the kitchen, going, "What's going on here?" So 6 birds sweetly singing.
Oh my gosh. And that's not watercolor, and it doesn't look like oil, but it looks laminated somehow.
It's oil based. It's oil based paint marker, which is so durable. These things have gotten wet and still maintained, and so I love oil based paint markers. You know, this is 7 bunnies busy bouncing.
Oh wow.
I don't know why. I don't know why they would be on a trampoline, but you know, it sounded fun. So, and then 8 arms are swiftly juggling.
Now, these are different book? These are the same book or different books?
Yeah. Well, we're only on number 8 right now. So, and I don't know why he's juggling underwater, but he had a lot of arms, so
Okay.
it worked out. And then 9 sheep. This is my favorite one. 9 sheep are snoring loudly. That's in the middle up there.
Yeah.
And then there's the last one. 1 squirrel counts all of them and is fast asleep before he reaches 10.
Oh wow.
And he's all
Awesome.
snoring. Yeah.
Awesome. God, now I got to come back out and interview you a third time. Hopefully by then you'll be in an apartment.
Right? Yeah, so I'm almost finished with that, and I'm hoping that goes over well. And then, yeah, that's been my little thing that that's the only thing I managed to hold on to. I'm like, no, but my book, you can't have my book.
Yeah. Well, that's a miracle. I mean, especially with sweeps and, homelessness, you can't lock your door. It's amazing that you were able to, keep your artwork safe.
Yeah. I mean, I've lost a lot of it. As a matter of fact, sanitation has crushed most of my art over the years. And so, like, there for a minute, I don't even want to do it anymore. I kind of was a little sore about it. But then, and then I, of course, I couldn't put it down forever. So I got back into it. And I started my book over again. Like I said, I had an ABC Darien that I was doing, too, with a little bit more complicated rhymes and stuff. That was kind of like Dr. Seuss-ish. Meets Richard Scary-ish, kind of thing. And, then I have had that manuscript or with the first copy of it taken a couple times, So it's like 26. That's a 26-page one because there's 26 letters in the alphabet. So what a bummer that is. We start all that over again.
So I don't know if you can see the chat. I think you just see Skype. But everybody is just blown away by your artwork.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, does that
from little kids? Like little kids are like, "Wow, you draw mermaids. That's so cool."
Right? No, I'm not a little kid, and I'm like, you draw mermaids. That's so cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have some other I have some other paintings that I'm doing that are not little kid stuff, but I try to stay limber in the art stuff. I'm not as good as I used to be when I was doing fashion back in the day, and I was drawing all day, every day. So,
yeah. I mean, gosh, I know there was an artist, and I forget where he was, street artist, and some guy just walked by, and that had some influence, and they were able to. Overnight, this guy became like a famous artist, and I'm just like, I'm not that much of an influencer, but I'm trying to. How can I help you? I gotta come out and do your story. Maybe Alex and I will do a mini documentary, or you have a documentary coming out soon, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not really sure when or anything. Like, it's kind of hung in the air. But I mean, we did a lot of filming over the summer, which was brutal. It's like, just stand in it was like 120 out here too, and the surface temperature must have been like 160 easy out here on the ground.
Yeah.
And it was just like, they always want to do that right in the sun, with the sun directly beaming down on you.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
so
I'm just like, I gotta go inside somewhere. There's nowhere to go inside.
Dano is in the UK. He's asked this question twice. We did your video last time, and if you remember, in the middle there was a gentleman that was going into your tent. I forget his name. I met him the first time. but he was, I don't know, having a little episode or whatever. And Dano's asking if he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. He's he wanders up and down. Well, he wanders around here. He's usually in front of 7-Eleven down the street, doing his like Tai Chi karate, practicing his karate moves.
Yeah.
And he's all right. I always try to make sure that he's fed, and I try to make sure that he has like a blanket or whatever if he needs it, because he kind of like is lost. I knew him when he was a little bit more normal, and I think that like a lot of people are really affected by like their own self-consciousness in a way that becomes like becomes what tears them down. So like really skittish of people and stuff. That's why he was doing his like karate chop and stuff as he walked away.
Yeah.
But he's harmless. He just he did punch a woman in the face not too long ago and went to jail for a while. They did come with helicopters to take him away. Right here, kind of a weird day.
That's not harmless. That's I mean.
I guess most of the time, I don't know really what happened. That's what I heard. That's all hearsay. But for the most part, he's harmless. I think that like he's more like he has like some. He kind of reminds me of my younger brother who has autism and is mildly retarded.
Yeah, he definitely has some challenges. Any last words? I think your mic's going. Maybe either it's the signal or something. You're starting to break up a little bit. But any last words? Anything you'd like to share?
Happy New Year, I guess. Happy 2021, and maybe we'll look back at 2020 and we'll go, yeah, hindsight's all 2020, right?
Yeah. Well, you're talking to people from all over the world. We got from Colombia to Netherlands to UK, all over celebrate. Well, for them, it's already 2021. So, yeah, woo! Any plans tonight?
No, it's amateur night. It's amateur night. I'm not really don't want to go to jail, and it's kind of cold out there. Nothing is really open, so I think I'm just gonna be drawing.
Yeah.
With the. So.
Good. Well, I think the world of you, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody loves your art. Everybody is really impressed, and everybody's saying Happy New Year to you. And just everybody, I know people been asking for a GoFundMe. Rita's gonna get a GoFundMe, and we will post it on her video.
Yes, I was just having some issues like with the app was just we were having some little compat issues. So.
We'll get it there. So, thank you everybody. Well, thank you, Rita. I'm saying thank you everybody.
Everyone around the world.
Awesome. Okay, so we started off interviewing a homeless person, not really all the way at the bottom, I guess you'd say, lives in his car, has a job. And we interviewed some other people, a formerly homeless person, Bill, who is in the Navy, Tristan, a couple others. And we just interviewed Rita in her tent in Chatsworth. And it's 2021. We are going to create better live streams, and I'm going to get somebody to partner with me to help produce these things, because I forgot to ask her about running for office. And being that Derek is also running for office, and we had Chaz come in running for office, I thought that just maybe it would be a good conversation. I totally forgot to ask. So, but this is the marathon, and let me see if Tim, I keep on hitting the wrong icon. So and Rita had a new Skype account. Let me see if Tim's willing to come in. Uh-oh. Hang on. I have to... I got to do something real quick. We're going to pause real quick. Sorry, guys. I got a technical problem here that's really bad. Ugh. Ugh. Fuck. Oops. Oh my gosh. Oh no. So for some reason the battery power source adapter, the battery is not charging on my laptop. This is not good. Hold on, Tim. Hold on, Tim. I am... So the battery, my laptop's about ready to crash. This happened when I was in New York City. God, I hope it doesn't happen. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Sorry, Tim. I will get you to call back. Sorry, everybody. That would be a really not so good situation if the computer totally died on me. Let me get... There is Tim. He is texting. Accept. And I'm calling you, Tim.
Hello.
Hey, Tim. How are you?
Yeah.
Turn on your video.
I'm sorry about that. Let's see. I haven't used this much, so I got to get used to it here real quick. Okay.
There you go.
Got that.
Okay.
Using...
Hey, look at you. Okay, your audio was good, and then your audio went bad for a second. I can't hear you. Your audio went bad. So, no, it's real low. There's no audio. You were great until you turned on your video. And then something happened. It might have switched to your, like a camera mic or something. I told you guys that tonight was going to be technical difficulty night. No, I can barely even hear you. I know you're talking, but it's really faint. No, it's still really faint. No. We'll be with Tim in a second. He is a homeless advocate, formerly homeless in Orange County. And I love the hat. And you got the professional setup. I'm impressed. Yeah. I can hardly hear you. I hear a mumble that you're talking. Tell you what, why don't you try calling in again? I'm going to go back to the main screen here. Disconnect. Why don't you try calling me, see if that helps. Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to the last live stream of 2020, filled with technical difficulties. Tim's going to call back. And for the people that are donating, thank you. If you're new here, the reason that this isn't a fundraiser, I put it there because everybody does super chat, and YouTube then takes a big percentage away. And this way, everybody, it's 100%. I'm going to try calling you, Tim. And there you are. Yeah. Your audio is still really low. So if you go up to settings, and then you can click on audio and video, and then test your settings. So if you go in the Skype menu, and then you're able to test your settings. Call me back when you think you got it. We'll wait for a bit. I won't take any other guests. I'll do a recap. Sorry we were having technical difficulties. I was excited about every guest. I've never talked to Tim. We've connected online. A lot of people referred Tim to me. I don't get a big chance to spend a lot of time in OC, but I was excited to talk to Tim, and we'll make it happen. Just a couple of technical difficulties, which is what I was worried about. I was worried about technical difficulties. Optimize battery for charge. Optimize video streaming while on battery. So I got to take care of my technical difficulties while Tim takes care of his. So I'm going to go back. Well, William, here's the thing, is this software that I'm using only works on Skype. So I can't use anything else. We have problems with whenever Derek comes through. And by the way, Derek and Addie, if you want to go live, just yell at me and we'll make it happen. Recapping, while we're waiting on Tim, we'll recap 2020. What happened? We were going to road trip, and that got canceled. We had a movie premiering at Tribeca, VR movie. That we probably would have won Tribeca. That got canceled. And going into, I remember being in, that's where I first met Chaz. I was in Austin when the pandemic first hit at the governor's homeless camp. Governor Abbott, and I didn't even know if I was going to be able to make it back home. My mom was alive back then, and I could not travel for long periods because of her health. And we all didn't know what was going to happen. It was a scary time, and still a scary time. So what originally happened is we, thanks to the National Coalition on Low-Income Housing and thanks to Craig Newmark, we pivoted and started going in the direction of better journalism. And we started writing about COVID. In fact, I'm really proud of the work we did this year. Really, really, really proud. We did, so here is what we wrote about on COVID. This is our COVID news. That's a link to the category of all COVID news. We put up a post today of our top 10. I think tomorrow is our top 10 lived experience posts. These are our top 10 posts of 2020. So, a lot of people, the number one thing I get, and it's always on interview videos, the money you make from this video, you should give to homeless people. There's no ads, nobody's making money. And everybody just thinks all we do is YouTube. We have 38 writers, 17 of them are full-time, 6 of them are homeless. I haven't counted that. It might be only 4 that are currently homeless right now. A couple of them have gotten housed. That's a good thing. Hey, Tim's calling back. All right.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
I can, but now I don't see you.
Okay, let's see. I can fix that.
Good.
Okay, but can you hear me?
I can. And how about now? How are you?
Why is this? I got your phone ringing in my ear.
Well, it shouldn't be ringing.
I don't know how I did that.
Okay, but I can hear you now. I can hear you and I can see you.
Both, but I can barely hear you because I got the phone ringing in my ear.
Oh, I'm sorry. But can you hear me good enough that we can have a conversation?
I think so. Let me
Okay.
see. I could turn my. Yeah, I think we can do this.
Sure.
How about now? Try it.
Yeah. Well, I can hear you fine. You're good. I see you good. So, Tim, tell me about yourself. Who is Tim?
Well, silly thing. I can hear it ring. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I was formerly homeless. I started going homeless about 2005 or so. I'd go to the Salvation Army, and then I'd get into a transitional program real quick because they want to get me back up on my feet. And I would always get a job, and I'd go right back to work. But I figured I'd always try to get out of the system quick because I want to be with my wife or whatever. I just didn't want to be in the shelter system. I don't want to be in a transitional. So I'd bounce out and go back to my life and rent a place or something, save up the money, and then just something would happen again. And it happened about 2 or 3 times, and then I ended up homeless consistently for between 2011 and 2015, right around there. And I lived at the Santa Ana Civic Center, which was the craziest thing because here you have this government complex in Santa Ana that's like a mile square of all county, federal, state, and the city of Santa Ana, all their buildings all in one big complex. And there was like 250 of us that slept there every night.
Wow.
And it was crazy, and the people would go to.
I know there's people still outside there now, right? But is it that many?
Yeah, it's got. They built. They used a bus terminal across the street from the Civic Center. It was an old abandoned bus terminal, and they opened that up as like a shelter, but it didn't even have all the walls closed in. It was it was a concrete structure, and they just put up some fences and stuff.
Wow.
And so they're moving everybody out of there now to another shelter, about 600 bed shelter. It's called the Yale Shelter in Santa Ana. It's opening up this week sometime. But anyways, I was out there, and there was about 250 of us. And one day I picked up the newspaper, and it said that Orange County would be they would had X amount of money, millions of dollars for the homeless this year. And I looked at it, and I thought that was kind of strange because where's that money go? Because all of us are here. and none of none of us, nobody, it's for housing and stuff, and none of us were going into housing. So there was a couple of us that were, you know, that were asking the same question, and we were articulate enough that we could go knock on doors and start asking people that worked at the county. Heck, all the buildings were right there, in the civic center. Everybody we needed to talk to was there. We just had to find the right office. And so we started going to city council meetings, and then there's board of supervisor meetings and stuff. And I got to tell you, sometimes it doesn't seem like we're making much traction as far as getting things done and getting our folks into housing and so forth. But I'll tell you what, we have come a long way since those days when I was homeless. As far as the services and the opportunities, the housing still isn't there, and that's the icing on the cake. That's what we really need to have.
Yeah.
But anyways, we kind of organized a group of us from homeless guys, and we made a group called the Civic Center Roundtable, and that's where that kind of started out.
Wait. So because this is the first time we've connected. This is the first time
Okay.
we've sent messages back and forth, but we haven't had a conversation like
You're
this. And so the Civic Center Roundtable was a group of homeless people, and you guys started advocating for policy. That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah. We went in there the first time, and I was the spokesman for the group because, I noticed right away our group, and stuff, when we started speaking at the meetings, guys would have they'd have numbers were wrong. They'd go in there and they go, it was like $50 billion that, that you guys had last year for housing. And it was only 5 million or something. But so it was kind of making us look silly at first. So I had already been spending a lot of time researching in the law library because I was trying to kick my meth habit.
Okay. Right.
So they tell you
that's an interesting way to kick your meth habit in a law library.
Well, they tell you that you don't hang around places and people,
right.
That you do things with, and so that's what I was doing. I was hiding in the law library, and one of the librarians, this old guy that was an Asian guy. We wouldn't think he was the boss of the whole place, but just one day he says, "Come over here. I'll give you." And he had a little special little cubicle for me, and he said, "You print as many copies as you want," because I was having trouble coming up with the money for making copies and stuff like that. And he says, "You do this and go into this machine here. You copy as many as you want." And so it was pretty cool. But anyway, I spent my time in the law library, so I started studying everything about it, and I got all the statistics and everything. And every week, before we go to a meeting, I'd hand out these sheets to the guys, fact sheets, and I'd say, look, let's try to all have the same numbers when we're talking up there, because if we got the same information, it's like it's more powerful, to have that information than to not have it.
Right. So what are you doing now? What is Tim's life now?
I thought it was over, when COVID hit and everything, and I was stuck here at home. But then I just got really busy on the computer and started doing things, and I'd already been had my nonprofit, which is called Hope for Restoration, and we've been doing the Homeless Memorial Day for like 5 or 6 years since I was still homeless, and so I did that every year, and that's something that's really dear to my heart that I don't want to give up. I got to keep going with it. And then we had basically, I've got Homeless Perspective, which is like a news blog, and we've been doing some stuff, some live broadcasting and stuff on Facebook and so forth. And I'm trying to connect different advocates with different regions in California. At first, I started off in Orange County, and the idea was to branch out to connect with other advocates in other areas, because it makes sense, because we all kind of share the same problems,
right?
And we share the same legislation, and so there's a lot of things that are common for a city in Southern California, let's say, and somebody in Northern California. A lot of things are the same. So what we need to get ideas, and we need to import ideas and export anything that we got that's good,
right? And
share that information, because it's really important that we share, information and best practices, all that stuff, and so sometimes you got to go out of the box. You can't just hang out at home all the time.
Yeah. What are you seeing happening in homelessness? What's happening good and what's happening bad?
What I see now, well, I see that that's with Judge Carter and everything in the Ninth District courts and stuff. I see that that the municipalities are favoring shelters because that's what they can do.
Right.
And I hate to see it because we know, you and I know that we got to get housing, permanent supportive housing, especially. And so, it kind of bothers me a little bit that they're just doing it to so they can start enforcing their camping laws and so forth, all their ordinances that are anti-homeless. And so I'm seeing criminalization. I'm seeing it expand at a much faster rate than we're housing people, and I just don't think that. I don't think it's right.
It's not right, and it's very scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I can't tell you. I can't see one city in California that's not raised more criminalization against homeless people since in the last 5 years or so.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we've gotten places. Maybe we've moved forward in a lot of ways, but in that way, it's always going to hold us back.
Right. No, and criminalization is growing, and it's growing across the country, which is just horrible.
Yeah, and in places like Orange County, where we have in LA County, we all got them out here in California. Is we have really good, recreation places.
Right.
Yeah, parks and bike trails and stuff. And if you remember the River Trail back in 2017, 2018 or so, when that's they called the River Trail. It was they called it the gem of recreation in Orange County. And here the homeless people were they were destroying the bike path and the bike trail. And it's just terrible because as the population increases and there's more homeless out there, it seems we have to fight all the time for public space.
So what happened? Anaheim. There was a huge tent city in Anaheim.
Yeah, it was on the River Trail.
Yeah. What happened to that?
Well, what happened is that they were, and I spent a whole year trying to tell the people of Anaheim that the county was going to push the people out of the riverbed and into the streets of Anaheim, and they didn't believe me.
Right.
Matter of fact, I had death threats.
Oh my gosh!
From a couple of people, a couple times, and so I told them, I said, "That's what's going to happen." I mean, wake up. At least believe enough of what I'm saying. If you don't, I don't care if you're for the homeless or not. This is for you. This is going to hurt you. And it's going to hurt them.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's what I always look for in a solution. I have to have a solution that helps the homeless people that I stand up for, and it has to be something that the communities are okay with too, because otherwise we can't really ask them to help, and we need them.
Yep.
We need our communities.
Yep. Any last words? I've got to take a break here coming up. So.
Well, yeah, I'm just really happy that that 2020 is over. I just have all the I have all the positive outlook for this coming year, and I hope we can do things. And I just hope that all my homeless brothers and sisters stay well and stay away from COVID, and that just hold on. We'll get you some housing eventually someday. I know you heard that before, but we're gonna work our hardest, and we're gonna just put it out there, and we're gonna work hard.
Yeah, I am looking forward to meeting you in 2021. I will get down to OC.
I know, yeah.
And we'll hang out. We'll hang out in person.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much. Sorry about the tech troubles, but we got it to work out, and I'm glad you joined us. Thanks, Tim.
Okay, thank you very much.
So, folks, I keep trying to do a little bit of an update, and I'm going to make a real quick one because I've got to play a video because I have to take a quick break. We have Theo that is going to join us in a second, but I hope so. He's not responding. Grateful for all the guests. Off the cuff, and there's another girl that reached out to me. I don't know if she wants to go on. I haven't heard back from her. We'll see. Let me do my 2010. We got 150 people still hanging. How many of you been here from the beginning besides Dano? And Dano, I am so impressed because it is late where you are. 2020 hit. Changed everything. We didn't know what we were going to do. We started invested in journalism. I sent you some links. I'm going to redo those links because I'm really, really proud. Really, really proud that we started journalism. We've done 270 posts. If you want to do the math, that is a little bit over. That's every weekday and a couple of weekends. We did an original news post on homelessness. So, COVID news links in there. And I also did the top 10. These are our top 10 posts. I'll just put a link to our news site. It's also on Apple News and Google News. Really amazing. Whatever phone you use, Android, iPhone, you can get the news from us. Grateful to all of our writers. We had a movie, a VR movie with Oculus, which is Facebook. It was to premiere at Tribeca. That got canceled. The movie did come out. I will send a link to that. The movie did come out. And here's a link. It's a free download if you own a Oculus headset. Our VR movie on Oculus. And I can't spell it. And I'm getting, and I don't know how many of you been here since the beginning and don't know how long we're going to go tonight. I am just so grateful. I'm grateful to each and every one of you that have helped support. And I know I've been hurting for money. This year, COVID killed how I make money. And it killed the ability for invisible people to hire me. But we still did a lot of cool stuff. And it's all because of you. So whether you're just somebody commenting or sharing our content or subscribing and liking or, reading our news, sharing our news on Twitter and Facebook, or donating, you make invisible people happen. You are the power of invisible people. And we've only just started. We're going to have 1 million subscribers soon. 1 million subscribers. And my hope is in 2021 that we'll be able to grow this community to do so much more. And as I said, we are supposed to do back in February, I made the goal of 5 mini documentaries, and we actually ended up producing 8. One of them won a Best Documentary Shorty Award. Now, our YouTube channel won 2nd place compared to Lady Gaga. And I always make the joke, I think it was election fraud, but Lady Gaga is awesome. I'm blown away that we came in 2nd. Anyways, I have 2 of our documentaries queued up of the 8. And the one that I'm going to play is K-Town for All. It's really amazing because it's just normal folks going out helping their homeless neighbors. And the goal of the mini documentaries is to inspire more to go out. And so there's a lot more to it than just this mini documentary. They get a lot of different press, but there's now Pasadena for All and then Chicago for All, and it is really awesome. But this documentary won Best Documentary. So enjoy, and I will be back in 6 minutes.
We're going to Harvard in 6th because they were hit with a sweep last week, so we want to check on them. We are going out and talking to our unhoused neighbors and sharing whatever supplies that we have. Hello. Hi, Pam. Good, how are you? Do you need some water? Do you need bread? So sanitation threw away their tent along with some other stuff, and they don't really know what was taken. So I've been doing this for over a year now, and I have never felt threatened by anyone at encampments. I've probably visited like hundreds of encampments by now. K-Town for All is a group of neighbors in the neighborhood of Koreatown, Los Angeles, and we go out every week to talk to our unhoused neighbors, provide them with whatever supplies that we have, try to connect them to services, and just see how we can help them and support them.
We've got 5 groups getting ready to go today. I'm going to be taking a driving group over to 7th and Hobart. We are not with a city or a county agency, and it's fine to remember and let people know that we are just neighbors. But that also means that sometimes we have to manage expectations because we can't guarantee that we can get somebody into housing.
Homelessness has skyrocketed in Los Angeles. There's around 60,000 people in LA County who are homeless, according to the last year's LAHSA homeless count. It has also the largest unsheltered population of homelessness in the country, with 44,000 unsheltered people in LA County. It's very visible. There's a lot of tents, encampments, and sometimes people without any kind of like primitive shelter or tent, just sleeping on the sidewalk.
What's a day in the life of being homeless not like?
I guess sometimes silence says it best.
There's a sweep?
Yeah, I think it's 30 police cars.
Yeah.
No sanitation. Automatically handcuffed everybody, searching everybody, trying to take people to jail. I wasn't even on the side where all the tents are at, and the police, they handcuffed me.
They handcuffed you?
Yeah, and they gave me a ticket.
For what?
For having a tent up.
Was it your
But
tent?
I don't live there even.
These series of sweeps that are devastating people and throwing away everything that they have, so that people who lose all of their property, they have to start over. And it just sets people back on their path to housing. It makes it really difficult for people to get out of homelessness.
No, but the last time they were here, they took all of our laundry, they took all of our clothes. And they took a bag full of, with a bunch of paperwork in it then, but I don't even know, I can't say it was in it. They were going to take the food, and I said, can't we keep the food? Thank you so much.
And if you input your information, outreach workers will come and help you with the ID stuff.
Okay.
This is where you can go for a shower every Saturday. There's also showers at MacArthur Park Mondays and Fridays.
We can't guarantee that we can get someone anything in particular that's specific, or that we can even necessarily track them down later to get them something that we found. We can definitely listen to people's needs.
I'm out here. What I'm really working on is getting my housing and maybe a part-time job.
Oh, well, I do have like a culinary staffing position thing, if you're interested in that. And then you need a tent, tarp, blankets. You seem really cold. Are you okay?
I'm freezing.
Do you have enough blankets?
No, we still don't have blankets.
They told me to fill out the application and in 4 months I should be housed. Well, maybe I misunderstood them at the time. They said in 4 months my application, I would know whether it was accepted or not. So it was accepted. Now that it's been accepted, a 10-year waiting list?
10-year waiting list?
For low-income housing, not for Section 8, for low-income housing.
I've been homeless 3 years out here, going on 4. This ain't fun, it ain't easy, you know. The homeless are out here surviving, doing what they have to do to survive.
people out there need our help. We're not professionals, we're just a bunch of neighbors who live in the neighborhood. So he is actually a software engineer, you are a student, and I'm a graphic designer and photographer.
I'm actually a lawyer in my everyday life. I'm a visual effects producer.
My name's Alex, my pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a grad student and a library worker.
For my day job, I'm a software engineer.
TV post-production.
I work in public policy, behavioral health, criminal justice reform.
My day job is I'm a student. Well, I was until Wednesday.
Currently, I'm a college student.
Hi, my name is Sabrina. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a personal trainer.
My day job is to do financial consulting in the nonprofit sector.
My day job is market research.
It's because like people like you guys that make me like there's hope.
People out here really need and appreciate help, and if you can support them and be a voice for them, it's what's needed to end homelessness. If you see encampments in your neighborhood, instead of complaining, instead of calling 311, calling the city, you should go out there and talk to your neighbors and see what they need and do what we do, because we're just a group of neighbors and we're not doing this professionally. We're just trying the best that we can.
Did it stop? Hey, isn't that documentary great? I, in the middle of something here, I thought, just like, didn't we start off with technical problems? We're going to go all the way to the end with technical problems. So, I am trying to, today, believe it or not, a little back-end nonprofit. Today is the one day that raises the most money online because everybody wants the tax credit. So I'm just posting a little bit on our socials, reminding people they got an hour or two if they want that tax credit. So we will see. And there, I think we got it. Is okay. And Kit Kat, I think so too. So, Michelle, I would love to visit Santa Cruz again. Anonymous and everybody that's donated, thank you. I forgot. I'm like so scatterbrained, right? Today, nothing went right. And I just said, you know, Derek and Addie would dye their hair green. And Derek's like, what? Just wanted to see if you're awake. And I knew Addie would. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I like how that documentary came out. So I'm trying to work with Theo now. I really wish there was a way to do Skype counts. Does anybody know, maybe? Okay. How to send a link to Skype. Ooh, that was easy. Oh my gosh. That was easy. Okay. Oh, how y'all feeling? We've been doing this. See whiz. No, I don't have a personal fundraiser, but thanks for asking. I don't. People ask from time to time, and maybe I should. I don't know. I'm hoping this year, and I think we're going to be able to. Invisible people will be able to hire its hopefully first, second, and third employee. I'm really hoping so. So, is Dano still awake? Dano is our UK representative. He is 5 hours ahead. So, Dano, can you tell us, is 2021 any better? You've had 4 hours of 2021. And if you're still awake, yep, you're there. Has 4 hours of 2021 been better than 2020? It's man. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Yes, 2021 is still sleeping. Wow, Sawar, that is amazing. Thank you, Michelle. I would like to be in Cardiff again. I enjoyed the little bit of time I was in Cardiff. You know, it's interesting as you get older. I turned 60 in a few months, and you start thinking about, is this going to be the last time for something, right? So, you know, like before I die, bucket list type stuff. And I would love to go to Asia. And I've always wanted to go to Australia, Ireland. And my top is Prague, Czechoslovakia, Eastern Europe, Croatia. I really would really would like to visit those places. Who knows? I mean, I never thought I would be to Lima, Peru, and thanks to Stephanie Rudat, and I don't even know if she's still with us. Okay, there. I figured out how to do Skype. That was pretty easy. That was pretty easy. Okay. So while we're waiting for Theo, you know, this Ecamm software is really cool. I just wish they used something other than Skype. Skype is a little archaic. So while we're waiting for Theo, I just sent a little link to Derek. Derek wanted to say hello, so we were waiting on Derek. Addie might even say hello. Uh-oh, what happened here? Uh-oh. I do not understand Skype. I just do not get it. Okay, so that's that. Share profile. Oh. Okay, well, I'll wait. Derek, you got the link? Let me know. Well, Tammy, thank you so much. Facebook doesn't alert me when you guys start a Facebook fundraiser. I'm so grateful when you guys do that. I have one of these brains that just is absent-minded. I try to look as often as I can. Thank you, Bill. Bill sent me a nice donation. Thank you, Bill. Not requested, but appreciated. Uh-oh, he's got a fish. He's got a fish. Where is he? Where is he? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Mark.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Hey everybody, Derek Sue is in the house. Oh, we've got to tweet this one out. How are you?
I am doing great, Mark.
You look good.
Oh, thank you. It's been interesting out here. Weather's been kind of wet, kind of dry.
Well, you set up tarps really quick.
Yeah, well, it's experience.
Right.
So, and a very, very long stick.
Wow.
So I was able to get it done. I had planned for 4 hours the other day to put both those tarps up, and ended up taking me only about 40 minutes total. So it worked out really well. I'm happy with that.
So you are the super moderator. Why don't you tell the community what's up and how things have been?
Oh, okay. Well, out here in Oakland, it's been crazy. For those of you who live in California, you may or may not be aware that there is actually a recall on our governor, Gavin Newsom. And so
I didn't know that. There's a recall?
Yeah, we have already gathered 2/3 of the required 1.5 million signatures, and these are certified, so they've already passed certification, and we have until March 17th to collect the remaining 500,000 more signatures. But on the safe side, we'll be collecting close to 2 million more signatures by March 17th of 2021.
So you're behind that. You support recalling Gavin.
At first, I really wasn't behind it, but then a lot of the force behind the recall isn't the politicians. It hasn't been Republicans. It hasn't, but the Democrats sure have been rocked back on their heels. It's actually the business community that has launched this. And so, having been part of the business community, I support their efforts. A lot of the politicos here in not only the Bay Area, but also California, said that it's not likely to move forward, but we are really surprising them because what we're able to do now that we didn't do back when we got rid of Gray Davis, well, we have the internet. And so what's really helped gather those signatures is that you can actually sign the form.
Yeah. I get all that, but so I have a love-hate relationship with Gavin. I really liked him when he was the mayor of San Francisco. He would wash homeless people's feet. And he started Project Homeless Connect. And in San Francisco, it was a really good program. It became a dog and pony show around, whatever. I've met Gavin. We've talked about homelessness. I think some of the stuff any politician has done, but where I'm going, right or wrong, who are you going to replace him with? Are you replacing one devil for another devil? Is my thing,
Well, what we know is that California is broke. So whoever goes in as the new governor, should that be the choice of the California voters, there's no money to spend. So it's nothing but budget cuts. Everything is going to be a budget cut. So no matter who goes in there, they're going to be hated. And so since I'm already running for Oakland mayor, I just have already declared that if...
Wait. So let's finish that. Since you're running for Oakland mayor, you've already declared war.
Yes. So I'm already lobbing my grenade into the field.
Right.
What happens?
Yeah. It's a mess. And, I don't know, because of COVID, people, my lens is always Los Angeles, and there's so many budget cuts because, they haven't gotten the tax money because of tourism and everything else. In Los Angeles, they're trying to still increase LAPD budgets instead of, allocating the money. And I'm not one of these, I think police serve a purpose, but there's definitely gone too far, and we need to allocate the money that goes, instead of building up the police to where it's an army, we need to solve the social crisis that's creating kids to go rob stores. You know what I mean? We need to house people and have social services and better foster care, and all that will reduce. So you know the dog and pony show. And I don't, as you said, any politician going in there is going to be hated. You're going to be hated, Derek. Why are you doing it?
Well, I'm already hated here in Oakland politics. I've shaken up an awful lot here, downtown Oakland. The mayor no longer speaks to me. She has her entire staff put me on mute, and so that means I'm scaring a lot of people downtown. I've already had the city manager step down from her position back this past March of this year.
Wow.
Right behind her, the second in charge of the city of Oakland, I forced him to step down from his Oakland position. And so rather than quitting Oakland, he had the mayor create a new position where his face isn't out front anymore.
Oh my gosh.
But it's still city. He's still running the homeless programs. Just that he put a black face in between him and the homeless folks.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so I just noticed the shirt. I got to go back to the shirt. Nice shirt you got there. And people, we don't plan. I'm. You. What do you mean you probably thought I wouldn't get it until I watch a rerun? Right? And this isn't planned. Derek bought that shirt, and I don't ask him to wear it. I'm grateful and honored. But oh my gosh. So tell me about the camp. You're back. The camp was a little funky. Is it getting it better?
Yeah, it has really changed. It's back on the map again. we have secured once again sanctuary titling here in the city of Oakland. We are one of only 40 sanctioned camps in Oakland.
Wow.
And the sanctioned camps are the ones that, if you remember what happened when I came back out here and we had the K rails put in front of our place, that was one of the designations for the sanctuary camps. And so because that protects the camps from these crazy burnouts, donuts, things that people do in the street, like the first guest. You know, we had cars crashing into cars down here because they raced down this street at 60 miles an hour. And so it was my encouragement to the city so that there wouldn't be any loss of life by the homeless to put up those K rails. And the city fought me for 2 years on it for my camp, but they would put them up in the more problematic camps throughout Oakland, and they found that it worked. What I had told them, that we're going to be able to help keep people safe. They also outlines a declared area for them, so they're not to exceed those parameters. And then in case of some of the sideshow activities that happen, especially around homeless camps, that the folks are protected. Also, it kind of controls the hoarders that are in some of the camps because it limits their space.
Wow.
And so it solves a lot of problems just with the simple K-rail. And now Oakland has 40 of us officially as of January 1st.
Oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to see if I can do this. We're going to try something unique here. Oops. What is happening? What is happening? What'd I do? What'd I do wrong? Oh, did I disconnect from you, Derek? Oh, I did. I am so sorry. Derek, I am so sorry. What'd I do? Who's this?
This is Theo. Can you hear me?
I can. You got to turn on your video. There's your video. I can see you too. Awesome. Let me get you in here. Let me get you in here. Theo.
Mark, how are you?
I am doing good.
Give me a minute to just here, make sure I can see you.
Yeah. We just had a horrible transition. Derek, I am sorry. I was interviewing Derek and you called and I didn't know who you were and I thought I could merge the calls. So everybody, Derek's in the chat room. He's running for mayor of Oakland. Support him. And Theo, when are you running for mayor of Los Angeles?
Oh, no. I would probably be stuffed with too much meat. I would have to be the mayor of cooking or food.
The mayor of cooking or food. So everybody, this is Theo. If you don't know Theo, he runs an amazing organization. Have you guys, tell everybody what you do.
Well, I had my beginnings with one of the people named Mark Horvath. You might not know the guy. He does a thing called Invisible People. So he interviewed me, and I had started out creating a podcast called Weezy Unhoused. And from there, like a year and some change later, that it's gotten a lot of notice and a lot of good, kind-hearted unhoused people or homeless, because I'm not really too picky on that. But I had, and a lot of people, a lot of good, kind people that have reached out to me, supported me, interviewed me. Just, it's been a very, very positive year. I cannot say that enough.
Yeah. I mean, you've grown. I mean, you've got cartoons. You've got all, you got like a team behind you now, right?
Yes, that's very true.
You know,
before I just started out with my little trusty phone.
Right. And Are you gonna? Are you looking at going? We haven't talked in a while. Are you looking at like becoming like a B Corp or a 501c3, or what are you looking at?
But before we begin that, I have a bone to pick with you, Mark, because you were here in LA and you had said that we were going to go get something to eat, and you boned them. So, you know, as you know, my proclivities for meat, so I have to take you to task for that.
So wait. Let's back up a little bit. So I do believe, and I can go back through messages, you said you wanted Chinese food.
Yes.
So I right? I don't remember a lot, but I remember Chinese.
Yes.
And the Yang Chow's is my favorite. I just couldn't figure out how to make it happen because Los Angeles, you know, tightened right down right then. So I will be back out soon, and we will Chinese away.
Oh, good. Also, to celebrate, I brought me some sparkling apple pomegranate for New Year's. I'm just going to have a little sparkling apple juice to bring in the New Year. So I'm waiting to open that at 12.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm doing the root beer. So for those that don't know how to get a hold of you, what's the best way? Is it, you know, your Patreon, your SoundCloud? Is it your YouTube channel? Where's the one place you send people to?
The easiest place for you to get in touch with me is the Patreon, because I have a Patreon manager that usually lets me know that people are trying to get a hold of me. The second thing is I'm easily on Twitter, and then I'm on Facebook, but I think the easiest one is the Patreon, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yeah,
most people do it on YouTube.
No, you said you had me wait a little bit because you were editing. Are you editing your own stuff now?
I'm editing. I'm part of an editing team. What I do is the editor, the videographer, sends me like several rough drafts of the episode, because we're working on the episode of Oxnard, California. So his name is Carlos Nieto, very excellent guy. And he's an animator. He does his own professional anime, and he works for the Children's Hospital on the I want to say oncology ward, but one of the wards where the kids are getting treatment for their illness. So he does a lot of drawing for them. So what we do is we go out and shoot. Then we go and we talk about concept, what I'm looking for, what theme to do, and how to bring the introductions together. And then we go and do 2 or 3 edits, and then he sends it to me. I come back and I tell him what needs to be cut, or what could be stay.
Did you upgrade your laptop?
I do. I upload it after it's all done. Like
Did you upgrade it? Because I know I helped you get that laptop. I just didn't know.
Right.
Is it the same laptop?
It's the actually someone gave me another laptop.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it was upgraded, because if you're doing heavy lifting, good. No. I that's all I was just wondering. I didn't think that was only to buy your time until you grew a little bit and you've exploded.
Yes, I still use your camera though.
No, I think you got camera, and I see the mic that I sent you. I didn't know if you'd use that, and I see it in all your shots, so that's cool.
Yeah. I also was going to say, I'm working on a new project this new year, about dealing with the Japanese displacement survivors and the unhoused survivors and how that connect together. And we're looking to get a little bit of that magic of giving some of the unhoused their mic or their camera, a disposable camera, and picture their own life. So that's one of the projects that I'm really happy that's going to be coming hopefully soon.
Yeah. A lot of people have done that in various forms. I've always loved it. I think one of the most successful that I liked, and there's a lot of different ways. There's no right way or no wrong way. There's a charity in the UK that they where are you? I gotta go back to a 2-shot. Well, that was just me. Oh, you were talking and everybody's looking at me. I had the wrong button going. That they give the disposable cameras to homeless people, and then they make a calendar out of it. And then they sell the calendar as a fundraiser because you have the 12.
Oh, wow.
And it's really, really powerful. I've seen people make coffee table books out of them, which is really, which is another, because it's something that, is on display. It brings up the conversation, helps raise a little money.
That's an excellent. Those are very unique, creative ideas. I was looking in the collage fashion, but it's like I say, I like these ideas. Like it's any way to open up the conversation about houselessness or people being displaced in various situations that it really needs to happen. And I'm very glad this year, due to the pandemic, people are taking maybe a step back and seeing that maybe they could be out here too with an emergency. And I think this is one of those most pivotal times to have a conversation of it.
Yeah. Well, what have you learned now that you've been, professionally interviewing unhoused? What have you learned? You as both, I know because I do it too. And I've grown as a person professionally as an interviewer, and I've grown with my understanding of homelessness as a formerly homeless person. So I was wondering, how have you grown at those two aspects?
Oh, wow. That's a very good question, Mark. When I first started out, I was really, really nervous because I didn't know how I was going to be received, to be honest with you. And I didn't know how my story and the other stories of unhoused people and homeless people would be received, because Mark, from your own experience, how sometimes people look at people that are on the streets. They don't always look at them very humanely or very kindly. So when that happened, I was really nervous, and I can hear it in my early interviews, man. I was scared to death. I was nervous, and and then I learned a little bit more, how the stories were different than mine. Some of them were similar, and even the ones that people had looked down on, they had a story that needed to be told too. Like people with substance usage, or my friend Tondo, who has mental health issues that was displaced, or other people like Black Wolf, who is a functioning schizophrenic man. These things opened my eyes to their humanity and wanting to really emphasize it to people to see it, to understand, just because you don't have this vision of perfection doesn't mean that you should be thrown away and thrown out on the street. Nobody should be suffering on the streets.
Right.
So I learned that.
Very cool. So you've got more self-confidence in yourself. And you've got an army. I think instead of We the Unhoused, it should be changed the name to Theo's Army.
Oh, no.
Well, that should be your Patreon club. You know what I mean? Theo's Army. That would be a good name for it. Good name for it. No, Theo, it's been amazing because 2020 really sucked. I mean, there's, how the Black Lives Matter movement came about sucked because it was a death. But the fact that rose up and that conversation, I feel, is stronger than it's been in a while, and let's hope it continues. So that is a bright spot of 2020. And seeing your growth, and what I mean is seeing you grow behind the scenes, seeing you, cartoons and videos and all this stuff and seeing your smile. That's just amazing. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
you've had a pretty good. I have to say, give you a hats off to you. I knew you were concerned earlier when COVID-19 happened, and earlier the things like that. You had certain plans, like you was going to do a 10-year anniversary road trip. But people did it opposite. They started to subscribe more and more, and it was surprising you. Because you just, you didn't have professional advertisers running around, hey, just do this. You just, it just showed that people were hungry for learning about this situation, about houselessness during a very pivotal time. So I think I have to say, hey, You're doing something right.
Well, one of the things that, and it's the community. It's one of the things that and hopefully you'll be able to capitalize off this. Is for 8 years, I didn't think I could build a community around homelessness. I thought it was just something that people, even nobody wants to talk about that. Once you learn, I didn't think anybody would binge watch Invisible People videos or binge listen to your podcast, but they do, and that was really amazing, really amazing.
Yeah.
So I got to get that. We're coming up on midnight, and we're going to go to the ball drop in New York City. And Addie, are you ready? So Addie's going to call in. You're ready. I got my empty bottle of root beer. Woohoo! So I'm glad to see you smiling, and thank you for taking a little time to be with us.
No problem. So
I'll get you. Either way, we'll figure it out. Thanks, Theo. I owe you Chinese.
Yes.
Okay. Addie, call. Quick. Oops, I'm there she is. Okay, Addie. Oh, you're distorted. We're distorted really bad, audio-wise. And you've got a headset. That is amazing. And you didn't always have this. Did you always have the piercing?
I got it about a year ago.
Okay.
I got it on my 29th.
Yeah, the audio's better if you yell or go loud or get excited. So how are you?
How's this?
Good. How are you? We only got a couple minutes because we got to go to the ball drop in New York City.
Well, Mark, I got to tell you something. I better see some money in my PayPal account tomorrow.
Why's that?
Because we hit over $1,000, so I got to dye my hair green.
But Derek does too. And I send you money from time to time. Derek won't take my money.
You do.
And you don't even ask for it. You got a Christmas bonus this year. But I will gladly pay for you and Derek's hair dye. But notice how
that's on Derek.
But you let him off so quick. But the funny thing is that
Tilly.
The K-Town folks or whatever had something where if they raised 10,000, they were going to dye their hair green. So it just hit me. I was just being ornery. So what's new, Addie?
I put in the comments that if we hit 2,000, you'd dye your hair green.
Oh my gosh! Well, you don't have to. Green is not my color. I might do blue, but then blue with these. What would go good with these glasses, right? What would go good?
I look blue with those glasses.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
You look great. You got a headset and you're rocking it both. Wow.
Brandon had to loan me the headset. I kind of lost my headphones.
Oh my gosh. So you're in housing. You're doing good. You're hanging out with us.
Yep, I got my puppy. Come here, girl.
It's been now Derek and you and we did this last year for.
We did.
And thank you. And I feel bad. A couple of people have responded that they were discouraged or disappointed that I didn't do this on Christmas Eve. I just didn't have. The emotional energy, but seeing Derek just type in "oh crap green" has really made this worth it. Yeah, I didn't.
Hey, this year's been hell, man.
Yeah, how was your 2020?
I mean, other than the pandemic, I got to see you, which was awesome.
That's correct. Was that this year? Yes, it was. That was my last. That was my last speaking gig.
Yeah, on Leap Day. I had to go to Indiana, but that wasn't fun. I had to go for my grandma's funeral.
Oh my gosh.
And then 3 months later, we had to have our cat put down.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She was the first pet that I got after getting into my place.
Right. No, and some of you know, some of you don't. My mom's dog became my dog, and it passed away right before Mom did, and just ugh.
It's just one of those moments that you're like, damn it. And I mean, thankfully they did let me in the room.
Yeah. Well, we are ending 2020, going into 2021. So tell me something good. What are you looking forward to 2021?
Hopefully legally adopting my daughter.
All right. There you go.
I'm going to be a mom. That's a huge thing.
Wow. That's a big one.
Yeah, thankfully my kid is 23, so there's a lot of things we don't have to do.
Right. No.
She's in
Yeah. So, I am going to run. I'm going to try to set up so we can watch the ball drop together, and then close things.
I had to tease you about the dyeing my hair green.
I know you did. Thank you, and I'm glad we got everybody in. Got everybody in this chat. Thank you. So let me see. How am I going to do this? I got to figure out. Okay, we got everybody. This is a whacked live stream. We started off with Angelo in his car. Then, I was hoping to get Dawn, and homelessness stuff changes so fast. We'll interview Dawn another night, maybe on a Sunday night. She asked for it, and just tonight just didn't work out. And then we had Tim, and we had Bill, and we had Tristan, and we had Jackie, and we got Derek, and we got Theo. And oh my gosh, has it been a New Year's? Woohoo! And thank you guys all for putting up with me. And let me see if the Dano test. Is Dano there? Lady T's in the house. Yep, and Dano there. So thank you for bringing that up. Today's Thursday. We just did 4 hours. So Sunday may not happen. I know some people will say he doesn't have problems talking. Well, I need to figure out a way of doing content. And let's see, let me see what can be. I'm starting to sing. Oh, that's scary. So is anybody else watching, let me see, live from New York? Oh, and then there's YouTube ads. We don't want ads. Skip the ad. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna set this up, and then hopefully I can come back to it. And then we'll be able to, let's see if I can do this. Okay. Do you guys hear anything? No. Oh, there we go. So that is the ball. New York City. Let me see if I can. Oh. Yeah. Woohoo! That is the ball. Let me see if I can. Is there a better? That works. So that looks pretty boring, doesn't it? And you got this echo thing going. Woohoo! So let me see if I can find, what should we watch besides YouTube commercials? Has anybody got a suggestion? You guys see all my crazy setup? And what should we, why is it not, it's playing a front line. What do we got, 5 minutes? Okay, this is your transmission. Yes, it is, but I can't decide. Let's see. I know we found something really cool last year. And let me see if I can figure it out this year. Nope. Oops. That's what I wanted here. I was hoping, oh, here we go. Who? 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 Okay, and then it just stopped. Five minutes, people.
It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people. It's the brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
One minute, 12 seconds. Woohoo! 1 minute, 12 seconds. Woohoo! 1 minute, 12 seconds. Oh gosh, the audio wasn't coming through on. Oh gosh, the audio wasn't coming through on. Oh gosh, the audio. Huh. Are they like counting? Woohoo! 14, 13, 12. Woo! Oh, they counted down to a car commercial? Where's the ball dropping? They counted down to a car commercial? Well, that sucks. Okay. That's enough of that. Okay, stop. New York, New York. Okay. It's done. 220 is gone. It's behind us. Woohoo! So did that audio work? Were you able to hear the singing, or did I totally mess that up? I think I messed it up because like 50 people dropped off the live stream. And in fact, how is the audio on this? Did I mess this up too? Where's the audio check? No, that's not it. Okay. No, that's working. Yeah, Dano, you know what? I understand people can get things funded by brands and invisible people. We do it. We work with Hanes. We work with Ritz this year. But, oh, the ball dropped. So I cut it too soon? Yeah, I guess I cut it too soon. You know what that means? It's like the groundhog thing, right? If Mark Horvath cuts it too soon, then 2020, I'm not going to say it. it was like a really bad joke, but then if I speak it into existence, and I'm not spooky, but I just don't want to take any risks, you know? I won't say it. I won't say it. So, folks, what are you going to do now? I'm going to eat something, which is funny. I bought so I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm trying to change my life, and I don't have a lot of money. So I buy, trying to do, what is it, the keto diet or whatever. And Dano, it's amazing you stayed up for this. I was thinking about it. And then, anyway, so because it's the holidays, I bought some junk food. I bought some cracker things or whatever. Normally, I would, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd probably binge watch some stupid show and eat too much. So, Auntie D, have you been with us all night, Auntie D? Wait. Lady T's eating chicken wings and coffee ice cream. Is that like together? Yeah, and Dano, tell us something we don't know. I mean, you're always catching our live stream, and I'm sure you probably watch a lot of other live streams. So, lemon cream pie. See, because I have, it's funny is something came up right before the live stream. I meant to have things a little more produced, if you will. And one of the things I wasn't able to do was eat. So I did have a couple of snacks, and we started late. In fact, I owe you another 15 minutes. I think I owe you another 15 minutes. Insane screeching on video. So, yeah, Addie, you guys got to text me that if there's anything emergency, I will text or call. Because Facebook, I'm not going to see it until I click on it. So sorry about that. And thank you guys for all staying with us. So, that's it. In Los Angeles and probably up where Derek is, there's guns going off. I hope there's guns not going off where you are. So, I hope there's not guns going off where you are. It was a pretty neat night. I mean, it almost went as planned. Almost. I meant what I said, that I hope in this year I'm able to do better lives. There's a New Year's resolution, better live streams. And, it's because I come out of TV and broadcast that, I'm comparing myself to what I know is possible. And so, hang on, I'm deleting some of the tweets we did. Since I got it here. And where are y'all? Are y'all all still with me? What? How many do we got? Ugh. I never really figured out how to do Windows management. Never really figured out. So, folks, I think I'm going to say goodnight. I am tired. Happy New Year to everybody. I mean, I don't know what culture. We have a lot of international folks. A lot of you have already been into 2021. You're our scouts, if you will. And those on the West Coast, Addie and Derek and others, you and Theo and Tim and Rita, and you have the West Coast New Year's coming. And I really, oh my gosh, I mean, there's signs that 2021 is going to be better. But there's a lot of crisis, like the mass amount of people that are unemployed. 19 million, I transpose that. 19 million people, 19.1 million people right now are getting some kind of unemployment benefits. That's crazy. That's seriously crazy. And that's going to trickle into 21, 22, and homelessness. So we got our work to do. I don't know what it is about homelessness or poverty or food stamps that we have to fight so hard to get people the support they need. I don't know. It's morally crazy that we have to do this. To me, I mean, we should just help people. Yes, we have to be fiscally responsible. The Republicans are often worried about debt. But if all these homeless people end up on the streets, that's going to increase debt far more than helping them stay in their homes, you know? So this is going to be the year. I am going to road trip. I don't know. We got to figure out a name for it because it's no longer the 10th year anniversary. The year after COVID. I don't know. What do we call this road trip? But right now we're looking at making it happen. And so far the talks are going good. But I've been procrastinating. I mean, all this stuff is still mom stuff. I mean, that's my light, but all this other stuff is mom stuff. And I gotta get out of this house and get back to Los Angeles. Anyways, we spent 4 hours, 3 hours and 52 minutes. By the time I say goodbye, it will be 4 hours. We spent 4 hours together. 4 hours. Oh my gosh. And we played a couple videos because I had to take a couple breaks. And, I didn't want to surprise Derek and Addie. I was going to have them maybe interview people, but I figured I'd surprise them with green hair. So Addie's probably already planning on that. And I loved how she called me out so that I could buy it for her. So, well, thank you, Heidi. You guys are amazing. Dano, so Sunday, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have nothing to talk about, you know? And we've had I only know a handful of people and they've already been on. So, anyways, thank you for all of the support. Thank Derek and Addie for, it seemed like a very calm night tonight in the chat room. Not a lot of trolls. It's amazing to me, this community that we've built and we're going to continue to build. And I am so very grateful to each and all. We're going to hit 1 million subscribers in a month. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's all because of you. Thank you. I'm losing my voice. I'm getting tired. I think 4 hours is the limit that I can talk. I just want to say thank you. I think the world of you. Let's, do everything we can to prevent and end homelessness in 2021. And you guys have a great week and a happy new year.